A year's worth of buildup has hit its breaking point. The world's elite fighters have reached the culmination. The sport's biggest event has arrived, and a champion for 2010 will be crowned.
This is crazy! Oh, the big come off! It's over! It's good night, Irene!
This is HDNet Presents K1 World Grand Prix 2010 Final.
We began the year with 50 fighters. Tonight we are down to the final 8. By the end of the night, one will be crowned the King of Kings as the K1 World Grand Prix Champion. Hello everybody, I'm Michael Chiavello. Welcome to the 18th annual K1 World Grand Prix, the Super Bowl of striking, the granddaddy of them all. There is nothing that matches the excitement and the atmosphere of the K1 World Grand Prix. Joining me as always, my verbal sparring partner, Mike Kogan. Mikey, great to be back here with you again. My third time commentating the Grand Prix with you, my 9th time here at the K1 Live. It is always an epic night.
Absolutely. You know, every year we tell the fans, hey, this is the best K1 World Grand Prix final, and each year it just gets better and better. This one, a lot of buzz around it, a lot of speculations, fans talking on message boards left and right. This guy's going to do that, this guy's going to do this. Of course, the top story, the top speculation, can Alistair Overeem, in his only second year in K1, go all the way to the final and possibly even win the K1 World Grand Prix? Well, guess what? We're going to answer those questions tonight.
And we are joined by a very special guest, mixed martial arts star, King Mo Lawal. King, great to have you here ringside. Your first ever K1 World Grand Prix. And brother, you have been like a kid in a candy shop here in Tokyo this week. You are loving K1.
I'm loving K1. I feel like I'm 5 years old again at a candy shop, seriously. You know, I'm full of questions, and hopefully tonight they'll be answered.
Folks, let's take you through the fight card here tonight because this tournament, as Mike said, is absolutely stacked. It is a very hard one to call as we take a look at these brackets. Quarterfinal number 1 from the USA, Mighty Mo Saliga takes on the triple K1 World Champion, Peter Ertz. Quarterfinal number 2, defending and 4-time champion, Semi Schultz looks to write his name into the history books and become the sport's first ever 5-time champion. He takes on the K1 heavyweight champion, Kyotaro. Quarterfinal number 3, son B of the draw, the Turkish leg singer, Gökhan Saki, takes on the first ever Romanian to feature in the K1 World Grand Prix, Daniel Guita. And rounding up the quarterfinal stage, this one will be epic. The Reem, Alistair Overeem, takes on a man who has won world titles from super middleweight to heavyweight. And this is the title he most wants to win, however, Tyrone Spong. Mike, taking a close look at these matchups here tonight, obviously Semi Schultz comes in as a favourite, both with the fans and the bookmakers. BetOnFighting.com has him at -135, the overall favourite. Alistair Overeem at +205, but Semi is the man to beat, and you'd be wrong to list anyone else as a favourite.
Most definitely. I mean, Semi Schultz has the formula for tournaments and how to win them. You know, he's able to use his athleticism, his gigantic size advantage over just about everybody in this competition, and his phenomenal skills for that size. And he's got the formula. He sits behind the jab, the front kick, and if you somehow get past those, there comes the devastating knees, and he's like a machine.
Semi Schultz, who won the K1 Grand Prix last year in a world record time, 5 minutes and 52 seconds, eclipsing Peter Ertz's 1998 former record of 6 minutes and 43. Alistair Overeem, King Mo, is the man that most fans believe can beat Semi Schultz, but to get there he's got to get past two opponents in Spong and then either Saki or Gita. You've seen the Ream this week, and as always, he is looking just a picture of awesomeness.
Yeah, man, Overeem looks ready. Man, he looks strong, but he has his hands full with Spong and the winner of Gita and Saki. You know, that's a tough, tall order for him to, take care of, and we'll see if he can do that tonight.
Mike, speaking of Tyrone Spong, we see Spong the heaviest he's ever been here tonight. He comes in at 105 kilos, training with Rene Ruse and Ernesto Hoost, of course. Spong saying that he has not trained to win the entire tournament. He has trained specifically to beat the Ream here tonight. And word is, when these two men used to train under Lucian Carbine back in the day when Spong weighed 75 kilos and Alistair weighed 95 kilos, Spong would school Alistair in sparring. Of course, completely different time of, their careers now, but I wonder if psychologically Tyrone can still find the tricks that he used to beat Alistair back in those days in sparring.
Well, here's what's going on with Tyrone Spong. He felt, in a way, insulted that Alistair picked him at the drone because he said, Alistair said we used to be sparring partners. Guess he forgot those sparring sessions. So he's on a mission. And, we talked about it earlier today. We've been talking about it all throughout. I said, listen, I'm not going to pick any winners today. We're just going to let the dice roll and call it as we see it. Tyrone Spong is going to be the only fight that I will pick, and I will pick Tyrone as a winner for this fight.
Okay, so once again, you see the 8 fighters for the 18th annual K1 World Grand Prix, the Super Bowl of striking. Who do you like, folks? Wherever you're watching our broadcast around the world, King Mo, if you had to put your money on someone, who would it be? And I know that's a tough question to ask because this field this year is just so hard to choose.
Oh, man, that's the question I've been, it's been in my head since I first got to Japan. I know Semi probably makes the finals, but the other side of the bracket has so many, they're tough guys there. I don't know who's going to make it through, but I'm thinking the semifinals will be Spong versus Saki, and the winner of that will make it to fight Semi Schultz.
Okay, so interestingly then, I've got two guys sitting next to me who both think Tyrone Spong is going to beat Alistair Overeem.
I was first.
Mike, you were first. You said it a few days ago. But Mo, I'm interested to hear, why do you think Spong's the one to take out the Ream in the quarterfinals?
Well, I just think, talking to him and seeing his demeanor, he seems like, he has a chip on his shoulder, ready to prove something. He's athletic, probably far more technical. And I just think that, he has a mental edge over Overeem because they used to train together.
Mike, your thoughts are similar, obviously?
Yes, right along those lines. And I think one of the other things is experience. A lot of people, there's so much hype around Alistair, and there should be. I have nothing against Alistair. I finally got on his good side. I definitely don't want to get on his bad side. But that being said, Tyrone Spong has been fighting in kickboxing matches way, way longer than Alistair even knew what kickboxing was. And I think that experience gives him the edge because he's able to devise the right strategy and execute it. That's what experience is for, and Tyrone has that, and I believe that's what's going to give him the edge.
Folks, let me take you through the betting lines for the 18th World Grand Prix. Semi Schultz, the favourite, at -135. Then Alistair Overeem at +205. Daniel Gita at +500. Peter Ertz at +600, Gokhan Saki at +750. Then we move into the thousands. We've got Tyrone Spong at 1,200, Kyotaro at 1,200, and Mighty Mo at +2,200. Is that fair on Mighty Mo, do you think, Mike, that betting line +2,200 on the sole American competitor who is known for his one-punch knockout power?
Yes, it is, because the problem is that, bookmakers know it, the fans know it. The questioning is not in his heart or his skills or his abilities to win. It's in his dedication. Is he focused to win this tournament? Is he focused to put up a fight? We're not questioning anything beyond that, and I think it's a fair odd because lately he's shown that he's not.
Peter Ertz, the triple K1 world champion. Been a long time between drinks, Mike, for Ertz. Last won the title in 1998. Tom Harring back in his corner, though. Branko Sikatic in his corner, the first ever K1 champion back in 93. It's going to be a huge inspiration for Peter.
Well, let me put a thought in everybody's mind here, just to play devil's advocate. Let's assume that Peter Ertz beats Mighty Mo, which I believe may happen very decisively. He moves into the quarterfinal, we're assuming, against Semi Schultz. He has beaten Semi Schultz. He has the formula to beat Semi Schultz. What if we see Peter Arts in the finals?
You've
That
got
is
to
not
wonder.
beyond the realm of
It
possibility.
is not beyond the realm of possibility, but King Mo, you've got to then ask the question, at 40 years old, as buffed as he is, does Peter Arts still have the gas tank to run such a heavy gauntlet of 3 fights in one night?
Well, if he fights efficiently and fights smart and keeps all the fights in his strength, it can be done. Bernard Hopkins done it, Randy Couture's done it, so it can be done.
Folks, the lights go down at the Ariake Coliseum. It's time for the K1 World Grand Prix!
Very happy with that. But I never thought I would be like this when I was young. But when I could do it over again, I would do the same.
それぞれ人生
I remember when I was 8, I watched WWF, Hulk Hogan. It's funny that later on in life, I'm a real fan, because WWF is fake.
それぞれ夢
I'm very happy that I have Alistair in my first fight. And then I can show everybody what I'm about. And I'm prettier. I look better than him.
But if you want to imagine something was not possible, you make it possible. That's the but now you cannot deny that it's the 5th time and it's very special, but it has nothing to do with fighting.
Heel die gedrevenheid, die haat wat je ook moet hebben, dat je gewoon wil winnen. That's it.
僕自身もそうですけど、僕が勝つことよりセームシュート選手がこのトーナメントから消えるのが一番みんなが喜ぶことなんですよね。そうだから僕が勝とうが負けようがシュート選手が消えることが一番いいと思う。
I sacrificed my life for to be in the K1 and now for in the final, and I do everything for be somewhere where I want.
Strength, comfort, loyalty, that's what it means to me. My dreams are just being a world champion and being successful at what I do for me and my family.
家族を支える愛がある花がある興奮がある強さがあるそして希望がある世界最強という称号に人生をかけるつわものどもの熱き生き様
Now is the year, maybe next year, and that will be finished. So now is my opportunity to retire and get over and the level goes higher. So this is one of my last opportunities.
If I win the K1 championships, in my opinion, I am the strongest. Because you are the strongest in K1 and you're the strongest in MMA. So you hold 2 championship titles, 2 belts.
What does this mean? That's the K1 dream of Alistair becoming the champion, but that's also a dream. I am the champion, and if they want to put him in front, they have to do that. You know? That's not my concern. They can make me as small as they want, but I'm still the biggest. I want to have the crown in the end and the belt, and then you see what's left.
強さに対する情熱家族を思う愛情誇りを胸に今それぞれの人生がぶつかり合う
So my best to do. For me, the winning is not the most important, but you will be, we must have a heavy fight.
勝つことも大事なんですけど、この日本人が世界最強の男に対して
さあ動き出せ。グラウベ・ペイトーザ、2006年ピーター・アーツ、共にリザーバーから本戦出場を果たすという幸運を生かし決勝にまで進出したファイター。 K1 制覇への望みがある限りリザーブファイトに挑むジマーマン、テイシェイラ。しかしこの戦いには深い因縁がある。エベルトン・テイシェイラ、ブラジル。 K1 デビューから2年連続でベスト8入りを果たした極真空手世界王者テイシェイラ。しかし今年はファイナル16で惜敗し本戦出場ならず、リザーブファイトにその可能性を託す。来年は極真世界大会連覇という目標があるため本業の空手に専念するテイシェイラ。空手家である彼にとって K1 は修行の場。しかしまだ納得のいく修行とはなっていないのも事実である。さらにこの試合に負けられないもう一つの訳。ファイターに3戦3勝。テイシェイラ自身2008年にダウンを奪われ敗れている因縁の相手こそこのエロール・ジマーマン。そして彼にとってこの戦い絶対的勝利は揺るがない。エロール・ジマーマン、キュラス。
シェンマン、はい、
2008年ワールドグランプリ初出場でいきなり世界3位。ボーンクラッシャーのニックネーム通りその激しすぎる攻撃で破壊されたファイター数多し KO 決着こそが生きがいのエロ自慢。そして今回相手は絶対的な自信を持つ極真ファイター。今年のつまずきは今年で終わり。 K1 次世代のリーダーになるべく圧倒的な返り討ちを誓う。 K1 制覇の望みがある限り負けられない訳がある。だから激しく打ち合う。負けられない訳がある。だから強くなる。エベルトン・テイシェイラ vs エロール・ジマーマン。
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a reserve fight scheduled for 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you first to my right, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 190 centimeters tall and weighed in at 112 kilograms. Here is the K1 World Grand Prix 2008 European Tournament champion from Curacao. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Errol Zimmerman. And across the ring, his opponent fighting tonight out of the red corner. He stands 190 centimeters tall and weighed in at 108.5 kilograms. Here is the K1 World Grand Prix 2008 Japan Tournament champion from Brazil. Here is Everton Teixeira.
A rematch that Teixeira has been asking for is finally a reality. Zimmerman and Teixeira, Holland versus Brazil. We are set for 3 by 3 minute rounds, one extra round in case of a draw. The winner receives official reserve fighter status for the 8-man Fields K1 World Grand Prix. Teixeira at 6'3", also Zimmerman 6'3". Slight weight advantage to Teixeira, 243 pounds, Zimmerman at 237. The voice, Michael Chavello, Mike Kogan and King Mo Lawal with you ringside. Teixeira the favourite at -145, Zimmerman at +115. Look out for the counter right hand here on Teixeira. And look out for the bombing left hooks and overhand rights of Errol Zimmerman. Zimmerman, who looks like he's carrying a little extra weight around the midsection. As I said, he's been training for the last 2 weeks in Pattaya, Thailand at the Golden Glory gym over there in preparation. Teixeira been training at Ichigeki Plaza in Ebisu here in Tokyo. Good jab too there from Errol, and there's the counter right hand from Teixeira early on. Snakes the jab through, and Errol goes to the lead thigh. This is a solid start from these two men, Mike.
I'm liking the leg kicks from Teixeira. You know, we've said it many times that he's kind of abandoned his Kyokushin background, but he's come out here with some good leg kicks. Errol looks very, very intense, though. I mean, he really knows that he's got to make a statement here in this reserve fight.
Teixeira throws the right hand down the tube. There's the overhand right, and now Zimmerman pressed into the corner. He's got to get off the ropes here to Zimmerman, and this is a violent Teixeira. This is a brutal Teixeira. He snakes that jab, smack bang to the kisser again, does the Brazilian. An aggressive start here from Everton Teixeira.
A very strong.
Tracks that round kick off the lead leg into the liver section. Nice Mawashigiri. And again from Teixeira. And he sticks the jab. He could not relent here, Teixeira. And he is all over Zimmerman in the opening minute and 40 seconds, Mike.
A very impressive start from Teixeira. And I mean, the most impressive part is his attitude and his anger and his willingness to really hurt his opponents. You know, we've kind of said that over his career, he's become a little dull, and here you can feel the intensity.
Left hook there from Teixeira. He is setting that jackhammer of a right hand. Coming off the fight of his career against Peter Ertz in the final 16 in Seoul, where he went toe-to-toe with the Dutch lumberjack, losing by decision after an extension round.
He's landing that counter right hook repeatedly on Errol.
And Zimmerman so far doesn't have a lot of headaches to pose for Teixeira. Look at the evasion there. Teixeira gets on the inside of the right hand from Errol. And good footwork we are seeing from Teixeira. Quite often the Kyokushin-styled fighters can be very flat-footed, as that's the way they fight in Kyokushin karate. But you see the boxing footwork here on Teixeira. Now Zimmerman comes forward, power salvos of his own, and Teixeira stands his ground and throws down. There's the right hand up the tube from Teixeira. He's had more rights than Amnesty International here in the first fight.
Fantastic performance from Teixeira, but hey, you got to give Zimmerman props. He had some pretty good counter punches and some counter knees there that landed nicely.
End of the first round, we go to the towels, and King Mo Lawal, you've got to give that one to the impressive Everton Teixeira.
Yeah, Everton, he looked strong, came out very aggressive. I just don't like the fact that Zimmerman, he looks kind of more timid. I think it's the right hands that's doing that to him, making him more timid to mix it up until towards the end of the round.
Fight for Lemoyne, Jason Momoa, Babu de Silva in the corner there of Everton Teixeira. We've got a 10-9 for the Brazilian after one. This for the official reserve fighter status for the Fields K1 World Grand Prix. And indeed, all three judges do give it to Everton Teixeira, 10-9 on their scorecards.
We'll be right back with more HDNet Presents K1 World Grand Prix 2010 Final. Welcome back as HDNet presents K1 World Grand Prix 2010 Final.
Here we go, second round. Let's see if Teixeira will continue to tee off with that right hand as Errol tries to catch the round kick off the back leg. You can see the midsection there of Errol. He is carrying more weight than we have ever seen, looking very bloated indeed, and starting to blow a little heavy here in the second, which does concern me, Mike, as for the conditioning of Errol.
Errol's conditioning has been a question. His dedication has been a question. He said, hey, listen, I need to prove myself here in this fight. And so far, I don't think he's too far behind, but he does need to step it up. I want to see him use more leg kicks, both inside and outside thigh kicks, and try to get Teixeira into exchange. When they have the exchange, Teixeira tends to swing wild. If Zimmerman comes straight down the pipe, I think he can land it and knock Teixeira out.
Teixeira looking for that counter right hand as he brings the forearms to guard against the round kick from Zimmerman. Teixeira on the front foot now. He's got Zimmerman backed into a corner, curls the overhand right, turns the knuckles in nicely, then goes to the carcass. Zimmerman did not expect Teixeira to come out this valiantly and stand and trade with him. It is a complete difference from the last time they fought. Here tonight, Teixeira is the aggressor. Teixeira is showing Zimmerman no respect, and I don't think Zimmerman expected it at all, Mikey.
And he does look a little baffled. I mean, he looks a little confused. He seems to try to get something going, and he can't. And Teixeira's counter right is just landing repeatedly over and over and over.
Did you see that beautiful high check there from Teixeira? That was just succulent. He circles off counterclockwise. Good outside thigh kick just above the left knee, and then goes to the lower right rib cage of Zimmerman. 1 minute 10 remaining here in the second round. Another impressive round so far, Your Highness, for Everton Teixeira.
Yeah, Everton, the thing about Everton, what he's doing correctly is he's going out first. He's firing first and he's firing last. Zimmerman's looking to counter way too much, and he's taking a beating.
Left hook from Zimmerman. Nice uppercut off the lead hand from Everton. Look at the way that Everton Teixeira is constantly moving here. He is never a stagnant target for Errol to unleash those thunderous hands of his. It's the best footwork we have seen so far in the K1 career of Everton Teixeira.
Yeah, Everton is blowing heavy here. I'd have to say his stamina is definitely being challenged here. And you're right. I mean, it's Everton's movement and his ring management that's really winning him this fight, because he's always evasive, he's always under angles, and he's attacking from everywhere.
And he's firing first and firing last. He's, you know, like for instance, right there, punching first, punching last. He lands last, and he sets the table.
Teixeira circling again, counterclockwise, goes to the body as Zimmerman tries to land a couple of power salvos. To no avail, though, for the Bone Crusher, and as he walks back to his corner with some swelling under his right eye, he does shake his head to his cornerman, Cor Hemmers, and the legendary Ramon Teca also in the corner here. Mike Hernandez from Milwaukee, Wisconsin sees Simi Schultz defeating Tyrone Spong in the final tonight. Max Murillo from Hawthorne, California has Overeem defeating Schultz. And Scott Donnett from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada has Schultz winning against Overeem in the final. All three judges 10-9 yet again to Everton Teixeira. He is 20-18 after 2, which means that Zimmerman now has to knock out Teixeira to win this fight. And what has been a highly impressive performance from the Brazilian. Third and final round. Good left hand there from Errol. Uppercut, almost took out the ring lights, and he chomps the lead leg. Has Zimmerman found his second wind? And you've got to ask the question, would he now leave the run too late? Because it will take something monumental to stop this incarnation of Everton Teixeira, Mike.
He would need a knockdown at least to try to make it a 10-8 round and maybe take it into extension round. But at least early on, so far the 30 seconds of the fight, I'm seeing from Zimmerman is what I wanted to see. Some leg kicks, some aggression, and be the first one. But unfortunately, he's starting to kind of go back to his old ways, so to speak.
There is always a problem when fighters rely only on their power and neglect their conditioning. And I think that's what's happened to Errol here tonight. He is not in the best shape we have seen him, and he is purely relying on his one-punch knockout power. But against an opponent who was always mobile like Teixeira and countering him beautifully, that game plan is not working for Errol. He finds a little flurry, but all he does is rattle the dreadlocks here of Teixeira and not a whole lot more. Teixeira drifts back to center ring, always getting his back off the ropes is Everton Teixeira.
And this is how Zimmerman should have been fighting a lot sooner. He's fighting with more urgency, but now he's being far more aggressive, but it might be too little too late.
Fakes the inside leg kick, does Teixeira. Three-punch combination, nothing getting through the double forearms go from Errol, and that lactic acid is building up. He's slowing down, he's blowing heavy now, Errol Zimmerman. Oh, there's the Brazilian kick, otherwise known correctly as a question mark kick, as any bundle of sticks would know. Just a slip over in the neutral corner there for Errol Zimmerman. Shihan Isobe, one of the head honchos of Kyokushin, is here inside. Teixeira in the corner. You'll see him circle off to his left and get back to centre in. There he goes. Nicely done from Everton. He is forcing Zimmerman to come forward to him. Zimmerman is throwing these punches at full extension that are very slow and allowing Everton to easily block them and then counter. Nice kick to the liver section. Everton completely unfazed here, Mike.
A lot of it is his movement. Zimmerman can't seem to find a way to cut off the ring and really try to trap Everton in one of the corners. So he just ends up stalking him throughout the ring, but it's really Everton that's doing all the damage.
The final 10 seconds of this fight. Will there be a Hail Mary shot for Errol Zimmerman? I don't think so. Everton Teixeira will become the official reserve fighter for the K1 World Grand Prix. Speaking of which, Dylan Brown from Bowden, Alberta, Canada thinks Peter Aerts defeats Alistair Overeem in the final. Alex Snyder from Hollywood, California thinks Schultz beats Overeem. And Philipp Walschlager from Mönchengladbach, Germany says Semi Schultz over Alistair Overeem by TKO. Now, many fans who have written to us during the week giving their predictions. Nick Benton from Charlotte, North Carolina has Alistair Overeem beating Semi Schultz in the final. Corey Slade from Dead Valley, California has Semi over Alistair in the final. And Paramveer Sherry from Toronto in Canada has Overeem over Schultz. It is a unanimous decision here. Everton Teixeira, when Shihan Isobe looking on, becomes the official reserve fighter for the K1 World Grand Prix. A Grand Prix which John Price from Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada says Schultz will beat Overeem in the final. Mike Davis from Edson, Alberta, Canada thinks Daniel Guita will beat Schultz in the final. And Derek Valdez from Las Vegas says Guita over Schultz also in the final. Jason Vermoa, Mauricio da Silva with their charge, Everton Teixeira. A little bit of swelling on that left orbital there of Teixeira, but nothing to phase the dreadlocked one.
Please exit the ring. Thank you.
A fantastic start to what will be a night of awesomeness here at the Ariake Coliseum in Tokyo. And coming up next, quarter-final number one, Mighty Mo takes on Peter Aerts.
We'll be right back with more HDNet Presents K1 World Grand Prix 2010 Final. Back as presents K1 Prix 2010 Final.
Sure. I will show them every difficult, you know. It's higher. Well, also, cannot fight 10 years more. I want to fight 10 years more, but it's not possible, I think.
Peter Aerts, Olinda.
Do you have any thoughts on the fact that you are the oldest of the best 8-fighters?
You're any old.
K1 3度制した K1 を17年間牽引し続けたそのレジェンドが語る王座への最後のチャンス
I cannot train 2-3 times a day. I train 1 time a day, sometimes 2. I cannot do a long time train. Must be explosive and short.
レジェンドの格闘人生を物語る満身創痍の体
But the inside is not too good. It is the bones here. I'm not too good. They're broken and all kind of things. The surgeon said to me, better do nothing on it anymore. Tape it good. Because they cannot do nothing about it anymore. But they help me a lot too, you know. For the people who understand.
レジェンドが書き加える新たな伝説の1ページ
I'm the chef in the house. I like cooking. As you guys all know, I love to eat. I cook some of the best chicken soup.
Mighty Mo, America.
So you got to probably provide for a good 10 people or more?
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't count. You know, I don't. It's just big everybody. You hungry? You hungry? Eat.
Samoan style.
Samoan style.
大黒柱が大家族を支えるわけ
Strength, comfort, loyalty. I mean, that's what it means to me. My dreams are just being a world champion and being successful at what I do. Mr. K1 が迎え撃つ
You cannot be champion if you do nothing, you know. I'm always training, always busy, always see it, you know. I want them to be part of me. Yeah, sure. They want to show I'm one of the best.
あの時の輝きを取り戻すために
We're going to show my best spirit and try to knock everybody out. Make many good fights, but this time I show a real legend. Who's
Mighty Mo vs. Peter Aerts.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our quarterfinal fight number 1. It is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you first to my right, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He stands 192 centimeters tall and weighed in at 107 kilograms. Here is the 3-time K1 World Grand Prix champion from Holland, Peter the Dutch Lumberjack Aerts. And his opponent across the ring fighting tonight out of the red corner. He stands 185 centimeters tall and weighed in at 125 kilograms. Here is the K1 World Grand Prix 2004 Las Vegas champion and K1 USA Grand Prix 2007 champion from the United States of America, Mighty Mo!
American Samoan Mighty Mo, who came to Tokyo by himself without a corner crew, has enlisted 5 for Lemoyne, the Golden Gloves boxer from Team Ichigeki in his corner here tonight. And what a moment there. Tom Harink, who guided Peter Aerts to the 1994 and 95 back-to-back K1 crowns, once again in Peter's corner, along with Branko Sikotic, Murad Bazidi, and all the crew. Mo comes in at plus 215, Aerts at minus 275. In his quarterfinal, number 1, Michael Chevello, Mike Kogan, King Mo Lawal with you. And Mighty Mo, as we expected, trying to bull rush Aerts early on to land those massive car batteries of hands. Aerts has got a sling to the legs. Mo's going to set the overhand right. He was the only man ever to knock out Hongman Choi with an overhand right at the Yokohama Arena in 2007. Peter Ertz, a gut-munching knee, belly button through the back as they tango into the neutral corner. Ertz, high kick off the lead leg. Mighty Mo with the left hook, and he takes a groin shot. It is the most attacked groin region in all the world of fight sports, surely, is the groin of Mighty Mo. Still unrecovered from the Dream 13 fight against Josh Barnett, surely, Mike.
I was just getting ready to say, Mighty Mo must have a giant groin because he has yet to fight anyone who misses it. I mean, everybody goes through his groin.
I think it is giant because he's got like 2,000 kids.
Yeah,
so
right?
It's
It's
holding a
gotta
lot of
be
material. They recommence here. A slimmed down Mighty Mo at 275 pounds, the heaviest man in this lineup here tonight. And Peter Ertz ties him up and drills a double knee to the upper right rib cage of Mo.
So far, it looks like the concept of staying away from Peter's kicks is what Mo is after, but just his execution is a little poor. He kind of bum rushes him and then ends up tied up where he can't do anything either. He needs to try to find a little more angles in his attacks.
Peter Ertz, who comes off a fantastic extra round decision win over Oh, the big come on! That was Ertz of old! A high left round kick, whipped around the back of the neck, and Mighty Mo went down! First knockdown, one more and it's all over here. Can Ertz finish? Ertz goes to the inside thigh, winds up the lead leg round kick again. And Mighty Mo tries to bull rush once more.
Mighty's either still on the career street or he's just really tired already.
Into the midsection from Ertz. Mo's going to be careful not to drop that right hand, or Ertz will thread the Mawashigeri yet again. Hiding! Fantastic start here from Mr. K1, Peter Ertz. Jab overhand right by Mo. He caught nothing but air. Nice five-punch combination. Oh, it's all over! It's good night, Irene! Peter Ertz, you crazy old man! You're through to the semis again!
Wow, I mean, what a phenomenal performance by Peter. You know, he really did just about everything I said he did. He just did it with more conviction and really knocked out Mighty Mo. I mean, who would have thought that?
King Mo, wow, your first time seeing Peter Ertz live. Welcome to K1.
Man, that was amazing. It was very amazing. You know, at least Mighty Mo can compete, but Peter Ertz is just too much for him. Way too much.
Peter Ertz scores a first round KO. Boom! To the side of the jaw, Mighty Mo going down for the first time. That was just Peter Ertz of old, Mike, with his trainer of old back in his corner.
And my new theory might be coming alive here. If Peter looks like this in his second fight, we might just see him in the final.
An untouched, unscathed, and fresh Peter Ertz steps out of the ring. There you see the second knockdown of Mighty Mo. The old dog showing he still has plenty of tricks, Peter Ertz, as he becomes the first man through to the semi-finals. He moves in front of our commentary position, does Ertz.
Now advances to the semi-final round.
What a moment here. And folks, coming up next, quarterfinal number 2, Simi Schulte takes on Kyoutaro.
We'll be right back with more HDNet Presents K1 World Grand Prix 2010 Final. Welcome back as HDNet presents K1 World Grand Prix 2010 Final.
What do you think the strongest man in the world would be like?
He'd be like me.
Simi Schulte, オランダ。
Simi Schulte and four-time K1 champion.
一体誰が止めるのか。
As many times as you want.
一体いつまで 続くのか。
So if he thinks that I'm a boring fighter, yeah, then maybe that's a compliment because then I can avoid punches as good.
一体誰が黙らせるのか。
僕が勝つことよりもシュート選手がいなくなることを多分やられると思うんですよ。それをしたいです。
京太郎、日本。
一応拍手みたいな頑張るみたいな感じじゃないですか。向こうはもう王者で完璧勝てると思ってきてるんで余裕で感じてきましたけど、でも田辺さん身長で言うと上からなんですけど、まあ、それはカチンときてもらっても試合で相手で思い知らせてあげたいですね。面白くないじゃないですか。ここは普通に僕が負ければシュート多分優勝すると思いますからね。めっちゃもんないですよ。僕が何するかでもシュートがなくなることが絶対大きいと思う。日本人が世界最強の男に対してしっかり向かっていく姿っていうのを見せてあげたいですよね、日本人の人に。
アーツにも勝った。マンナにも勝った。だから今度はシュルトに勝つ。しかしシュルトの心は京太郎にあらず。
I don't know who make this pills. K1 make it? That's the K1 dream of Alice to becoming a champion, but it's also a dream. I am the champion, and if they want to put him in front, they have to do that. You know, it's not my concern. I just want to win, and when I win, I'm the champion, and then they can make me as small as they want, but I'm still the biggest. I don't care. I want to have the crown in the end and the belt, and then you see who's left.
今世界一番強い選手にどこまで戦えるか、どこまで向かっていけるかっていうのを見せたいんですよ、やっぱり。今度は僕が勝てばもう番狂わせ以上の大番狂わせになると思うんでね、それをみんなに見せたいですね。はい、
それは果たして奇跡なのか。絶対王者の時計の針、狂うことはあるのか。セームシュルト VS 京太郎。
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our quarterfinal fight number 2. It is scheduled for 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you first, to my right, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 183 centimeters tall and weighed in at 107.5 kilograms. Tonight, he is making his K1 World Grand Prix debut. Let's welcome from Japan, Kyotaro. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He stands 212 centimeters tall and weighed in at 131.5 kilograms. Here is the 4-time K1 World Grand Prix champion from Holland, Hightower Semi Shield.
It is the K1 World Super Heavyweight Champion versus the K1 Heavyweight Champion. Semi Shield's at 6'11", 294 pounds. Officially, though, he is a little leaner than that. Kyotaro, 6 foot even, 218. It is quarterfinal number 2. The winner to take on Peter Ertz in semi-final number 1. After Ertz just knocked out Mighty Mo in the first round. Could Kyotaro pull off what would be the biggest upset, perhaps in K1 history? Look at the towering Semi-Schultz here, 6'11" versus 6 foot even. You've got to wonder what the game plan will be of Kyotaro to try and get on the inside of the best jab in the business. Kyotaro, who is sporting the Prajur here tonight, the Thai armbands around both biceps. Always worn by Muay Thai fighters, of which his coach is a former. Usually blessed by Buddhist monks, the Prajur, one of the many good luck amulets that Muay Thai fighters wear. Usually along with the mongkon and the floral arrangement around the neck. Here we go, first round of action. Michael Chiavello, Mike Kogan, Kim Lawal with you. Kyotaro will do his best Forrest Gump impersonation and run around the ring. He'll look to counter-fight Semi. Semi will try and press him against the ropes. He'll use that lead leg front kick. He digs the balls of the feet into the liver, into the midsection, and that time into the groin. He also likes a good step-up knee. Sits behind a jab that he can use to knock out opponents. Equally strong off both hands is Semi Schulte. Kyotaro, you see already, is preferring to circle into the right hand of Semi rather than circle into the jab. And there's the first taste of that jab from Schulte. Checks the low kick. Kyotaro will need a minuscule opening to rush on in and try and plant the big bok choy with that overhand right. Easier said than done though, because have a look at the way that Schulte just cuts off the ring with a couple of steps. He is a truly Herculean figure, the man they call the Hightower. Head kick. Kyotaro now circles to the lead hand of Semi as he changes it up and moves forward with his first flurry. Semi being very cautious here as well. He's aware of that power in the right hand of Kyotaro. Kyotaro knocked out Melvin Manoff with that right hand. He knocked out Peter Urs with that right hand. But he has never fought somebody 6'11". Nice inside leg kick on the femoral profunda there from Kyotaro.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Kyotaro so far. He's just trying to find his range still, but he's very mobile. And Semi, so far, is having a difficulty cutting him off and getting him to, somewhere in a corner where he can unload.
And there it is, the first power flurry from Kyotaro. And every time the K1 heavyweight champion lands, this capacity crowd here at the Ariake Coliseum cheers. How it would be a major upset if Kyotaro can take out Semi Schulte. Schulte has never lost an 8-man tournament he's been in, be it a regional K1 tournament or 4 Grand Prix. High knee from Simic. We've seen him use that to great effect. In the final 16 a few years ago against Paul Slowinski was probably the best example. Kyotaro said at yesterday's media conference, I am prepared to die in center ring to bring pride to Japan. I am going to make Japan a happy nation.
He's doing a good job fighting. I think he's doing a great job, great game plan. He just needs to land the right hand and see how it affects him.
Slippery and evasive as Kyotaro's proving harder to catch than Osama bin Laden. 1 round down, 2 remaining. Mike, your thoughts?
I would give it a 10 all round, but what I'm starting to see is that Kyotaro, while being mobile, Semi's able to find the time to land a few knees and a few punches, and that's all he needs to slowly soften him up. I want to see Kyotaro create a little more angles when he's moving around the ring. Don't just circle around.
Kimo Kyotaro, very evasive, but is he showing you enough signs yet that he could pose headaches for Simi?
Well, I think if he takes the Sergio Martinez route and is in and out with flurries, then he can do this. He could fight effectively like that, but he's not throwing any flurries. He's just circling too much.
Folks, wherever you're watching our broadcast right around the world, particularly a big hello to all of our fans across North America watching live on HDNet. We hope you're enjoying the 18th Daniel Fields K1 World Grand Prix from the Ariake Coliseum in Tokyo. Semi Schulte comes out jabbing. And Kyotaro again doing his Seabiscuit, galloping around the ring. They're circling clockwise. And now he drifts off counterclockwise. Schulte dangerously is looking to set his rhythm on that lead leg ground kick. Referee warning both men here. You've got to beware of that teep kick of Semi, the one he used to feed Jerome Labana last year, that he digs into the liver section. There's the high knee again. First round it was Semi Schulte 10-9 on all 3 judges' scorecards. There's that high left round kick followed by that beautiful stiff jab. Semi Schulte has the work rate of a middleweight fighter, Mike. It is scary.
Mike, unfortunately, I'm starting to, unfortunately for Kyotaro, I'm starting to see Semi find his rhythm. He's really found that rhythm, and he's found the timing that Kyotaro uses in moving around. He needs to create more angles and not just circle around and go to the body.
Kyotaro is reaching valiantly for the jawline, but to no avail so far. And the monstrous Schilt just controlling. Checks the low kick, Kyotaro with the counter, but it fell 2 gloves short. Again, the referee warning for clinching on the inside. Maeda in the corner there of Kyotaro, barking instructions for his charge.
And Semi's jab is just landing, at will. That's the thing. He has the range, the timing. The jab is what sets everything up, and he's doing a great job landing that jab.
It is the finest jab in all of K1, that of Semi Schilt. And look again as he cuts off the ring and throws the knee to the temple of Kyotaro. And Kyotaro just does not have the opportunity to counter here. Semi not overextending himself. You still feel he's only fighting at about 75% of his capabilities as Kyotaro lands a glancing right hand, but glancing at best, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the thing I don't like is he's linear in his attack. He needs to attack under angles. He needs to duck the jab and come in with the body shots. Instead, he's just trying to cover up. That is playing right into Sami's game plan.
Double forearms gun from Kyotaro. Semi lumbers forward again. Kyotaro tries to back him up with the left hook. Semi always working. His output is just extraordinary. It is what has made him the most feared fighter perhaps in K1 history. His output, his power, his range. He is still the man to beat here in K1. Despite not getting top billing on the official poster, which seemed to, well, distress him a little over the last week, as you saw in the pre-fight video. 2 rounds down, 1 remaining. King Mo, if you're in the corner here of Kyotaro, what are you telling the heavyweight champion to do?
Man, I'd be like, go crazy. It's the 3rd round. Just go crazy. Do what you gotta do to get this, do something. Because, Semi's looking like a damn shark out there, landing whatever he wants, and he's stalking them, and he's just controlling everything. Look at that, landing everything.
Semi Schilt at minus 135 to win the tournament overall. Minus 700 to beat Kyotaro. And once again, 2 judges give it to Semi, 1 judge gives it a draw. Who will face Peter Aerts in semi-final number 1, side A of the draw? Kyotaro has 3 minutes remaining to turn the tide. Stiff jab again from Schilt. Jab 2 from the high tower. Kyotaro seems to have a little more gusto behind him now, but still just having trouble getting on the inside. He rushes forward and he swings for the heavens. And Schilt just stamping his authority consistently here, dominating center ring, pushing Kyotaro to the outside. Now Kyotaro with the overhand left that went so high, St. Peter knocked it back. You feel the frustration, Mike, creeping in now for Kyotaro.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, his game plan is not working. Just circling is not working. Sami's got his timing. Sami's doing exactly what he does. And Kyotaro's really lost at this point. He really does not know what else to do.
The only positive note to come out of this so far, from a tournament perspective, is that perhaps Kyotaro can take Semi the distance here and maybe try and deplete his gas tank a little should he front up against a very fresh Peter Aerts in the semi-finals. But the thing about Semi, as we've seen over the years, Mike, is he just gets stronger as tournaments go on.
I was going to say, that's just wishful thinking. Semi Schilt has a never-ending gas tank. Semi Schilt is a machine.
You see there, even in the tango, even in the clinch, Schilt just pops up that little short knee to the upper rib cage. Always working, Semi Schilt.
I mean, Semi Schilt, this is a training session for him. As a matter of fact, I saw highlights of his training sessions for this fight, and this is perfect. This is exactly what he was doing in training.
Dave Yonkers and the team from Golden Glory in Zuidlaren. Semi does not train with the major Golden Glory gym alongside Overeem or Errol Zimmerman. He's exclusively out in the sticks, yelling at trees, breaking logs. And the referee gives an official caution for Kyotaro for clinching.
And blocking sunlight for the villagers.
They are very pale in Zuidlaren. And again, 2, 3 jabs landed by Semi Schultz. He's taking more hits than Miley Cyrus's bong. Is Kyotaro here in the final round.
If Kyotaro was a little taller, maybe like 2 or 3 inches taller, he'd be landing those right hands and those left hooks a lot, actually a lot more, but he's missing them due to size.
Mike, you've got to take your hat off if you're wearing a hat, though, to the tenacity and the gallant fighting heart here of Kyotaro.
Most definitely. I mean, Kyotaro is game. He's come prepared for this fight mentally and physically. He just seems to be failing at the game plan. I don't really know what their game plan was, but I think it was to come in and out, and that's just not happening. But, hey, he's fighting a 4-time World Grand Prix champion and a favorite to become the 5th. That's a tall order.
From Kyotaro, and that will be all. Semi Schultz will advance to the semi-finals to take on his old arch rival, Peter Aerts.
I want to take this time to send some shout-outs to my boys from Fairtax that are watching live this in San Jose, California, and my second family, my Strikeforce family. My boys and girls are watching it, and their leader, your boss, actually, Scott Coker. I know he's watching it. Much love to you. I'm done. That's it.
As we see Kyotaro get airborne there and try and fire the hammer fist strike and a left hook. It was just desperation from Kyotaro. As His Highness King Mo said, if he was a couple of inches taller, he may have landed a couple of salvos, but alas, it was not to be.
ジャッジ小川30対27赤シルトジャッジ一ノ瀬30対28赤シルト以上
Semi Schultz makes it through to the semi-final round yet again. 30-27, 30-27, 30-28. 2 quarterfinals down. Semi-final number 1 will be Peter Aerts versus Semi Schultz. And folks,
3試合オール1ラウンド KO 勝利というトーナメントデビュー。大いなる自信とプライドを持ち、ギタは世界最強の舞台に臨んだ。そこで彼もまた本当の恐ろしさを知る。
Yeah, Semi is very strong. He's 3-time champion and his Semi Schultz is different.
しかし、これに打ち勝つことができたとき、彼らはこれまで以上に強くなるそのきっかけをつかんだ。
Ik ben nog serieus gaan leven voor mijn sport. Ik vind het gewoon helemaal top waar ik nu ben en wat ik allemaal de afgelopen jaar gedaan heb.
Before I have a little bit problem because I don't have too much time, but now I have some time to take out my quality and to be more better.
そして再び巡ってきたチャンス。彼らはそこで期待以上のパフォーマンスを見せる。
Ik heb een heel hoop geleerd van het jaar 2009. Ik heb gewoon gezworen tegen mezelf dat ik gewoon weer ga komen waar ik stond in 2008. Ik sta er weer. Ik ben heel erg trots op mezelf.
I sacrificed my life for to be in the K1 and now in the final, and now I'm here.
De inzet wat ik toon moet dubbel zijn dan een Daniel Guita, dan een Errol Zimmerman, dan een Alistair Overeem. Ik moet er dubbel voor doen, maar ik hou van mijn sport en ik wil gewoon die K1 winnen, dus daar doe ik dan ook gewoon moeite voor.
To be the best in the world, you must be complete, like power, like technical, like arms and the legs. You must be complete.
トルコの稲妻、空間咲。
I'm not the dark horse.
I'm the winner this year.
ルーマニアの英雄ダニエル・ギター
I think it's the best moment in my life in 11 December.
激しく熱く強く空間先 VS ダニエル・ギター
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring from the blue pit, Daniel Gita.
The former WKN European Muay Thai champion Daniel Gita is a scary individual. Served in the Romanian Secret Service from 2001 to 2008, assigned to protect the Romanian president. So he served at different times under Ion Iliescu, Traian Băsescu, Nicolae Vachariu, and twice under Traian Băsescu actually. And look at the path that he cuts here at the Ariake Coliseum. Daniel Gita versus Saki, the most anticipated of quarterfinals. Mike, how does Gita beat Saki?
I think Gita needs to use his height advantage and spend the first round keeping Saki on the outside, tenderize him with leg kicks, slow him down, and circle. Every time Saki comes in on the inside to attack the body, circle out of the way and throw some hooks.
The man who has emerged as a true dark horse for this year's K1 Grand Prix. The Turkish leg singler, Gökhan Saki. A career record of 71 and 13 with 1 no contest and 52 knockouts. He has been like a rabid pit bull, ready to be let off the leash all week. Now the leash is about to come off. Now the shackles are about to be set free. Gökhan Saki struts his way to the ring. What a moment here for Saki. Mike, how does he take care of business against Gita?
Saki has to use his speed, get on the inside, and go after the body and overhead. That's really what Saki is good at. Come in, attack, get out. If Gita is trying to throw him leg kicks, make sure to circle and come in on the inside.
Saki, who was so impressive in that violent performance against Freddie Cameo in the final 16. A Muay Thai stylist. He won his first Muay Thai world title in 2003. Won the super heavyweight world title in 2008 with a leg kick knockout of Englishman Chris Knowles in Shadham, which is where Saki was born. Comes in tonight on a fantastic 5-fight winning streak, including a world title defense over Woodley Mariana by first round knockout in February, a decision in Singhat Jaydeep in April, a second round over Melvin Manoff in Amsterdam, and that ferocious first round raping of Freddie Cameo in
Ladies
Seoul.
and gentlemen, this is our quarterfinal, fight number 3. It is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you first, to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, he stands 195 centimeters tall and weighed in at 112 kilograms. He is the first Romanian to ever qualify for the K1 World Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Romania, Daniel Ghita. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he stands 182 centimeters tall and weighed in at 103 kilograms. Here is the K1 World Grand Prix 2008 USA Tournament champion from Turkey, Gökhan Saki.
Gökhan Saki, who has tremendous support here tonight. They have flown out from Holland and Turkey in their droves. A bigger entourage than Vincent Chase for Gökhan Saki. In his corner, Kor Hemmers. In the corner of Daniel Ghita, Anil Durba. Their stare down at yesterday's media conference was prolific. Neither man wanted to break the stare. We are set for 3 by 3-minute rounds, 1 extra round in case of a draw. The 2 knockdown rule in any round is in application here for quarterfinal number 3 of the Fields K1 World Grand Prix 2010. Who will go through to semi-final number 2 to face either Overeem or Tyrone Spong. Michael Chavello, Mike Kogan, King Mo Lawal with you ringside. Saki comes in at plus 128, Ghita minus 158. Ghita at plus 500 to win the tournament overall, Saki at plus 750. And you see the early legs being exchanged here. Saki fakes the right hand, goes to the left hook, trying to curl it over the top of the right glove of Ghita. Saki is so fast, so dangerous, and Ghita is power. Turning back kick to the midsection, Uchiro Giri from Gökhan Saki, and he checks the low kick. Both men renowned for their incredible kicking power, and there you see the explosiveness of Saki. With Kyotaro eliminated, Saki is now the smallest man in the tournament. Nice round kick, looking for the liver section there off the lead leg from Daniel Ghita. Stiff jab from Saki. And Ghita now kicking the opposite side of the body. I like the leg work here from the Romanian. Tenderizing the left side of the carcass. Oh, Saki dunked to the liver like he was digging for oil. And he cracks to the back leg. This is the brilliant contest we thought it would be. He backs up Ghita with the left hand to Saki. Fakes the leg kick and rips through the right. What speed here, Mike?
Wow, I mean, that is all you can say. How fast is Gökhan Saki? So far, I mean, both guys are implementing their game plan. I'd like to see Saki get a little more on the inside. I'm not liking him getting too many kicks from Ghita, but so far, a perfect fight.
Ghita at 6'5", has the height, has the reach over Saki. Oh, nice teep kick to the thigh there. Pure Muay Thai technique from Saki, and he rips away to the lead quadriceps. But Saki is taking a lot of body punishment here, King Mo.
Man, Saki's like the Turkish Speedy Gonzalez. He's so quick in his combos and his reaction time. He needs to get his speed going again because he's standing too still right now.
You can see the left side of the body of Gökhan Saki is reddened. It looks like it's been barbecued. 40 seconds remaining here in the stellar first round. Beautiful high left round kick from Saki, the switch kick. A
That's what I want to see out of Saki. Come in when the kick is coming in. Don't stand there and just take him. I think it might be a little bit of an ego thing, you know, because Saki is known for his leg kicks.
The lean back like Fat Joe, and then he counters. Beautifully done from Saki. Gita looking through his forearms. Their chin tucked. A nice boxing guard on the Romanian. Oh, you hear that thud resound across this massive auditorium. And Saki goes to the liver, and we go to the towels. Kimbo Lawal, Your Highness, how did you see the first round?
Hey, even round right there, man. Great action. This is what I came to see right here, just like all the other fights. But this fight right here is very intriguing, and it's playing out to be a great fight so far.
You know, I mean, the fight is living up to its expectations. We knew it was going to be a war, and it is a war. Gokhan Saki, I think, is doing everything he needs to do to win this fight. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is that he's standing at a reach of Gita's kicks. He needs to close a little more distance and attack a little more to the body and the head. Otherwise, he's fighting a perfect fight. So far, the fight, I think, is going more Gita's way. Not as far as points, but just as far as strategy.
Two judges give it a draw. One judge gives it 10-9 to Daniel Gita. So just the slightest whisker ahead. Daniel Gita after one. Their winner will take on either Alistair Overeem or Tyrone Spong. Second round. Saki has got to get on the inside. As he fakes the right cross, throws the inside leg kick. Head kick from Gita. Oh, turning back kick again there from Saki. High left round kick. And Saki returns the favour. That is an epic effort to get the kick up that high to 6'5" of Gita. And indeed to go over the top of the Romanian's head. Tip kick again to the lead thigh. I like these little Muay Thai techniques that Gokhan Saki is throwing. But he's got to follow through with his hands. He's got to get on the inside of these long legs of Gita. Left hook from Saki. Nicely done. Turn the knuckles in. Now he's got Gita pressed towards the neutral corner, but he does not capitalise. Saki kicks to the back leg.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time to come on the inside and really go after that body.
He let Gita off the hook there. And look at Gita's gloves just glued to his ears. And Gita says, is that all you've got, Gokhan?
Which is usually the sign of
being hurt.
Being hurt.
Muay Thai fighters, when you hit them, will smile at you. Liver kick there from Gita.
This is the type of fight you want to have going to the next round right here. This is tough right here.
These two men are taking tremendous punishment, particularly to their bodies. And yes, indeed, as King Mo said, it will not augur well for either one of them who goes through to the semi-final round. Inside leg kick to that femoral artery. Saki checks the next one. He's slowed down a little here, has Gokhan Saki. Gita is scoring points with his kicks in this round. Saki, nice rip to the liver section. Good combination work there from Gita. The hands weren't working, but the inside leg kick landed. So too the right hand there from Saki. Left hook counter. Saki's going nice and high on that inside thigh. But he's just lacking a little bit of starch, a little bit of snap here in the second round, Mike.
And that's courtesy of taking all those leg kicks and the body kicks. As I said before, Gita's victory, key to victory, slow Gokhan Saki down. Go after his body, go after his legs, and that's exactly what he did. But I think Saki almost let him do it.
Outside leg kick from Saki. He switches to southpaw momentarily here. Now back to orthodox. No knockdown.
Stop.
End of the second round, one more round to go. Daniel Gita seemingly in control here, Mike.
Daniel Gita is systematically imposing his strategy, which right now we can see just by how excited his corner is in their direction, is Go after the legs, tenderize the body, slow him down, get him tired. You'll open him up in the third round. Saki has taken a lot of unnecessary punishment. He could have used his speed early on to get on the inside and go after the body.
And King Mo Lawal, this fight is an example as to why K1 is the highest level of striking in the world. You would think this is on fast forward. The speed, especially that Guida is throwing these thunderous kicks with.
Man, those kicks are vicious, man. He's finding his range. He has Gokan Saki in his range and his sight. It's perfect.
Now this does really intrigue me here because all three judges surprisingly gave the second round a draw, 10 points apiece. I thought Guida had it, King Mo.
I thought Guida had it, but you know what? Hey, things happen.
Here we go, third and final round. So Guida still just slightly ahead. But Saki is not done yet. He has got to get on the inside though. Oh, and a spinning hook kick. Now in Turkey, one of the national sports is Taekwondo. And a lot of Turkish kickboxers have emanated from a Taekwondo background. They do have brilliant kicking arsenals. Nice body shot there from Saki. And a tip kick to the midsection. Goes to the lead thigh. That's better point scoring from Saki. He's backing up Guida now. Guida, double round kick off the left leg. Effective for the Romanian. Saki is going headhunting now with these looping punches. Double to the body, right hand to the temple.
It seems like Guida's kind of slowing down a little bit, or he's looking to counter. But Saki needs to pick his output up, and he can...
No knockdown, says the referee. Teep kick from Saki, I love that. Back leg teep kick, step through right hand. Boom, to the lead thigh goes Saki.
You can see Saki's really digging deep here to try to impress the judges and try to steal this round, so he can at least go into an extension round.
Turning back kick again from Saki. The follow through is a little slower, and Guida almost made him pay. Halfway through the third and final round of quarterfinal number 3, and Saki goes back to that inside thigh of Guida. Kick to the back leg. Chomping leg kick from Saki.
But one thing is that Guida is not capitalizing on Saki being tired. You're right, it almost looks like he's starting to get tired himself.
He hasn't thrown his body kick as much as he was the first 2 rounds.
Oh, Saki, a beautiful body shot, then comes over the top with the right hand. It's an effective round so far for Gokan Saki. Again, he lowers the boom to the midsection.
Great round for Gokan Saki. If he wins by at least 2 judges, he could win this entire fight.
He gets on the inside of the left-hander. Saki encounters well. The chance go up for Saki.
I think Saki's delivering it.
Guida is slowed down here in the final round. No starch behind the right hand of Guida. Saki with the overhand right and the left hook. Saki's punches finding their target. Final 10 seconds.
I think Saki stole this fight here in the third round, guys.
Has Gokan Saki gone kleptomaniac and stolen it? We will go down to the judges. I'll tell you what though, King Mo, an extension round would not be beyond question here.
Well, they better hope this not win, because the next round is a tough battle for either one of these fighters. So hopefully, it comes to a decision right now. But if it doesn't, these guys are in for a long night.
I have Saki winning this round enough to win this fight, but you're right, it could go into the extension round, but I think Saki sucked it up towards the end.
Have a look at this here. Between the eyes, the right hand of Gokan Saki, who was scoring well with the punches when he got on the inside in that final round. And we go down to the decision.
Judge Ogawa, 30対29, Ao Guida.
First judge goes to Daniel Guida.
Judge Okabayashi, 30対30ドロー。
Second judge a draw.
30対30ドロー。
It is an extension round. We are going one more. Now quickly, King Mo Lawal, what does Gita need to do?
He needs to keep on going back to the body with the leg kicks, control the range and pace. Because he starts slowing down, he needs to pick it back up and go back to the body and the legs.
Mike Hogan, what does Saki need to do?
I think Saki needs to do what he started doing towards the end. Get more on the inside. Don't stay on the outside taking the unnecessary punishment. Come on the inside, liver overhand. Liver overhand. All day it's been landing.
Final instructions from Anil Durba and Core Hemmers in their respective corners here. Extension round. Saki comes out kicking, probing with the teep kick off the back leg. Gita's looking for the liver, and he finds it. The organ smasher. Body rip from Saki, but he's got to continue to press when Gita is backed against the ropes. Good jab there from Gita, threaded it. And Saki tags him with an uppercut outside thigh kick combination. The chants go up once again for Gokhan Saki. He switches to southpaw momentarily here, Saki. Now back to orthodox. Chops the back leg. Whipping high left round kick. And a body shot from Saki. These will score for the Turk. And now Gita's going to get a move on with things.
He has to get his back off the ropes. He has to fight in the center because this right here is going to help. It's going to make him lose the round.
No, Saki's taking over this fight. He really is, but he just got to get a little closer. I don't understand why he likes to, why he stands on his kicking range. Right there.
Train of leg kicks. Saki kills the right hand over the top. Make it 2 in a row. Halfway through the extension round. Gita's going to start to unload his hands a little now.
Gita needs to get busy. He's giving his fight away. I mean, at this point, he really needs to get busy because Saki is stealing this fight. I thought he won the 3rd round. I'm definitely having him ahead here.
Saki, that little teep kick, then he goes to the carcass once more. 60 seconds remaining. The body shot will score for Saki. Succulent dropping down to the liver. Overhand right, just whistled past the brow of the Romanian. Saki again going for the liver, a tip kick to the lead thigh, overhand right. He's got more combinations than a Sudoku puzzle has Gokhan Saki, and they're scoring for him here in this extension round. Catches the round kick on the forearms. Both men are tired. Gita's got to go balls to the wall now for the final 20 seconds. Saki. Oh, the high left ground kick. Overhand right and a leg kick. End of the extension round. King Mo, your thoughts?
I think Saki got this round. He looked like he outworked him, controlled the pace, controlled where the fight went as far as who would move forward and backwards. I think he got this round.
Mike?
I'd have to agree. I think it's a lot closer round than most fans would think. Gita did, quite a bit of damage himself, but I think that the pace of the fight was dictated by Gokhan Saki, and that usually impresses the judges. I give this fight to Gokhan Saki, but boy, are these guys going to be banged up.
First judge for Saki. He's done it! Gokhan Saki, his corner are absolutely jubilated. Saki is through to the semi-finals, but the question mark will be just how much punishment did Saki take, especially to his body, from the kicks of Gita, and how will that affect him if he takes on either Overeem or Tyrone Spong? Daniel Gita, the first ever Romanian to qualify for the K1 World Grand Prix. Did his country proud. And Gokhan Saki will head back to the change rooms with Core Hammers and the crew. They will ice him down. They will rehydrate him and prepare him for another war. Folks, up next, quarterfinal number 4, the Reem and Tyrone Spong.
The winner is Gokhan Saki. Therefore, he advances to the semi-final round.
I remember when I was 8, I watched WWF, Hulk Hogan, and I loved it. And it's funny that I, later on in life, I'm a real fighter, because WWF is fake.
今最も世界最強が似合う男、アリスター・オーフレイム、オランダ。彼が生み出す爆発的な KO 劇、その驚くべきパワーファイト、K1 に衝撃と恐怖を呼び起こした。そして今年ついにこの史上最強のマッスルモンスターが頂点への階段を駆け上がる。
I think I'm more strong, more fast, more athletic than a lot of other K1 fighters. I think I'm strategic. I think I'm always want to go for the knockout.
狙うは常に KO のみ。溢れるばかりのパワーファイト、さらには技術と戦略にも長けた恐るべきモンスター。途切れることのない闘争心と世界最強への夢もある。だからこの男は強い。
I'm very happy that I have Alistair in my first fight, and then I can show everybody what I'm about.
ミドル級からヘビー級へ最大の挑戦が始まる。タイロン・スポーン、スリナム。キングオブザリングとしてヨーロッパでは無敵の強さを誇った天才ファイターが唯一手にしていないタイトルこそ K1。そして彼はミドル級という体格ながら2メートル100キロが居並ぶ K1 ヘビー級戦線に殴り込みをかけることを決意。
In the middleweight and the weight classes below, I didn't have any real challenges anymore, so I had to move up. And now that I moved up, then you have to get some motivation and to get at that top level from the heavyweights too, and that's what motivates me, and that's what keep pushing me, you know.
そして同じくクルーザー級から階級を上げ K1 を4度制したアーネスト・ホーストのもと、ついにヘビー級で戦うための体を手にした。
Maybe 2.5 years from a middleweight fighter, 76 to a heavyweight, and then after that maybe 1.5 years to make it to in the 105.
パワーアップを果たしたキングオブザリングはマッスルモンスターを捉えることができるのか。
I want to be the best. I want to be the champion in K1. I already am champion in MMA. For me, the next thing is champion K1 championship. Then you're the strongest.
制するのは技か力か。アリスター・オーフレイム VS タイロン・スポーン。
1, 2. Check me out right here, yo.
Yo, the sun don't shine forever, but as long as it's here, then we might as well shine together. Better now than never. Business before pleasure. P. Diddy and the fam, who you know do it better. Yeah, right. No matter what, we airtight. So when you hear something, make sure you hear right. Don't make it last.
He's an absolute stud who has won world titles from super middleweight to heavyweight in Muay Thai and kickboxing. The one title remaining that he wants to win the most is the K1 Grand Prix title. Trained by Ernesto Hoost, Harry Hooft and Rene Ruiz, it's Tyrone Spong. Mike, how can Spong beat Alistair Overeem?
Tyrone Spong needs to use his speed and technique. He needs to be able to create angles, attack Alistair, but the key is keep his attacks off rhythm. Don't let Alistair find the rhythm in his offense to be able to counter.
We have never seen Tyrone Spong at 105 kilos, and he is carrying the weight well. He goes over the top ropes as all Muay Thai fighters do when they enter the ring, and Spong looks ready for business. Having a look up in the ring here, and Tyrone leaning over the top ropes and barking to us here, Mike. My word, I've never seen Tyrone this charged up for a fight. He looks like a man on the brink of insanity, or maybe pushed over the edge. And listen to the ovation! Lock up your horses! The Reem is in the house! The Herculean figure of Alistair Overeem. He really does not need an introduction in the fighting world. Mike, what does the Reem need to do here to take care of business against Spong?
The thing with Reem is much like Semi. He has his own style that has worked for him in just about every one of his K1 fights, and that's stalk his opponent down, cut off the ring, don't let him get mobile, and counter. He needs to get Tyrone engaged in offense to be able to counter him with just about anything he wants. An uppercut, overhand right, he's done it all. Knee, you name it. He's got a lot of weapons.
The Reem versus Spong, as Spong stares him down. Former stablemates at the Lucian Carbine, now ready to go toe-to-toe.
Final fight number 4. It is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you first, to my right, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He stands 188 centimeters tall and weighed in at 103.5 kilograms. Tonight, he is making his K1 World Grand Prix debut from Suriname. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Tyrone, King of the Ring, Spong. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He stands 195 centimeters tall and weighed in at 119 kilograms. Coming to us from Poland, here is Alistair the Reem Overeem.
Alistair Overeem has been doing all the publicity here in Japan. He is mega popular, is the man they call Overeem. The stare down here. Spong is making Overeem wait. You see the great one, Ernesto Hoost in the corner there of Tyrone Spong. It's an old tactic to make the opponent wait for you. As Spong is already playing the mind games here. Look at over him. He looks like he is ready to eat Tyrone Spong. 3 by 3 minute rounds, 1 extra round in case of a draw. The intensity on Spong, he could beat the sun in a staring contest. Spong comes in at plus 365. Over him at minus 465. This one has epic awesomeness written all over it. Quarterfinal number 4. And Spong is ready to charge out of his corner. Over him, can he find the Uber knee? Michael Chevello, Mike Hogan, King Mo Lawal with you. Over him will switch. He started in southpaw, now back to orthodox. Tyrone Spong has a beautiful liver shot and a fantastic left hook. And he gets on the outside of the over him right hand. Spong says he has trained specifically for Uberin. He's beefed up to 105 kilograms for the first time in his career. But over him needs to find only one shot. The overhand right, the high knee.
Alistair opened pretty aggressive, which is usually uncharacteristic of him.
Over him switches again. Southpaw now back to orthodox. The knee! Double-handed clinch is illegal. Referee will caution over him here. You are allowed to clinch with one hand and then release. And some angry barks from the corner of Tyrone Spong. As Alistair has officially won. 265 pounds of over him here tonight. He's been training the last 2 weeks in Pattaya, Thailand at the Golden Glory Camp. Here comes Spong, double left hook. Oh, Spong's tagged it. Over him's been robbed. Spong unloading. And over him's double forearm guards weather the storm. Over him rock solid. That Virgin's defense, nothing penetrates. Spong with the leg kicks. Stiff jab. And over him. Cool under pressure. He gets clipped with another left hook. Body shot from Spong. Inside leg kick from Spong. There's the liver shot. And over him switches to southpaw. Now back to orthodox. The high knee from the ream.
I don't know, Alistair doesn't look like he's surprised by any of this. I mean, this is all part of his strategy. It looks like he was defending relatively well. I don't like Spong standing stationary, allowing Alistair to clinch and deliver that knee. He needs to move a little more.
I see Spong dangerously dropping his right hand. Alistair may capitalize with a left hook. There's the uppercut off the left from Alistair over him. Spong with a counter hook of his own. Inside thigh kick, nice and high on the thigh. And a step up knee. Alistair returns the favor.
And to be honest with you, I think those body shots hurt him. That's why he switched stances.
I have to agree with you, King Mo. Over him moves it again. Double-handed clinch. Referee's going to caution him again. And he may very well issue a yellow card here to over him. Tyrone Spong's manager, Raymond, is having to be restrained here ringside. He is absolutely irate. The second official warning for over him for an illegal double-handed clinch. Overhand right from the ring, the one he used to drop Ben Edwards in the final 16 in Seoul. Look at the size of the trapezius here of the ring. He could fly.
Everything Alistair throws is with mean intentions.
Nice shot to the left side of the carcass from Alistair. There's that beautiful double forearms defense again from the ring. He's finding southpaw now. Step up knee. Tyrone, got to remain mobile here. Final 10 seconds of what has been the most thrilling round of the night. Glancing right hand. End of the first round, we go to the towels. King Mo Lawal, Your Highness, how did you see it?
I thought Spong won that. I thought he won that round early, just from the early action in the fight. And the rest of the round went pretty even, but I think Spong won that round.
Mike Kogan, how did you see it on Kogan Vision?
I saw Spong probably winning the round, edging it, although if they gave it a 10-0 round, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, Overeem did come back. He did pretty well to finish out the round. Mike, I noticed, the left hand low, the right hand low is actually to block the knees.
Okay, all three judges are giving it 10-9 to Tyrone Spong after the first round. As you see, Core Hammers in the corner of Alistair. Spong seemingly doing everything right in the first round, adhering to a strict game plan developed by Rene Ruse, Harry Hooft and Ernesto Hoost in his corner. You could not be in more experienced hands. Indeed, in his fight against Ray Sefo in the final 16, Spong did mimic a much smaller Ernesto Hoost. Big hello to Ray Sefo, who is watching in Las Vegas. Second round of 3. Jab there from Overeem and a right round kick. Overeem switching again. Here's the biggest switch stance in the sport is Overeem. And he takes the brunt of the beautiful front kick. The size of the biceps here on Overeem, they should have their own zip code. Inside thigh kick from Spong. Overhand right from Spong. He's got to be careful not to drop that right hand, or Alistair will catch him with the hook. Good scoop of the round kick there, Muay Thai style from Spong. He's also wearing a Thai Prajer on his right bicep, is Spong.
With a double-handed again.
Spong switching to southpaw momentarily. Now back to his orthodox stance. And there's the left hook. Alistair didn't throw it with power. Almost just warning Spong, saying, hey, if you're going to drop it, I'm going to take it. Inside thigh kick from the ring. Outside thigh kick from the ring. That'll score for him. Spong not moving as much as he did in the first round. Standing a little more toe-to-toe here with Alistair.
Well, I think he's doing that because he's trying to bait Alistair to do the double clinch, the double fist clinch, so he can get that point.
Overhand right from Tyrone. Alistair with the left hook, and there's the knee to the jawline, trying to land the good night, Irene. Switches to southpaw again, does the ring. Overhand right from Tyrone. And nice tight guard there from Spong on the inside. Oh, slams the leg kick to the inside thigh. Spong backing up the rim here.
Spong is dictating the ring movement here for sure, but he needs to go back to the body. He was very successful in the first round with the body assault.
Alistair with an uppercut. Went so high I heard organs playing. There's the high knee from the ring.
And a double-handed clinch again. He keeps double-handed clinching him. The referee's just not seeing it.
No, the referee's seeing it. He wants to step in. I've seen him twice step in.
Right hand left hook from the ring. I told you Tyrone is dropping that right hand. He's got to stay mobile. High knee again from Alistair. Tyrone is slowed down here. This is dangerous. Final 18 seconds of the round for Tyrone. Tyrone Spong has never carried this much weight. The heaviest he has ever been is just on the brink of 100 kilos. 2 rounds down, 1 remaining as the Reem and Spong go to their corners. King Mo Lawal, your thoughts after 2?
I think, earlier Spong was winning that round, but I think maybe Alistair could have stole that round with the second half, action. But it's still close.
Mike, what was Tyrone doing incorrectly, do you feel, in the second round?
Well, I mean, who am I to judge what somebody like Tyrone does incorrectly? But to me, I think he needs to go back to the body and be a lot more mobile. He's very stationary. He just stands in front of Alistair. That is one thing you do not want to do.
Okay, 2 judges giving it to Alistair Overeem, 1 judge giving it a draw. So after 2 rounds, 1 judge has Spong ahead by a point. The other 2 have it a draw. So if we were to go to the decision right now, it would be a drawn fight. And it's still anyone's for the taking, for the right to fight in semi-final number 2 against Gokhan Saki. Third and final round, and Tyrone Spong opens up with the heavy artillery. Body shot there from Tyrone. You can hear him grunting behind every salvo now, the king of the ring. Good inside leg kick from Alistair. Overeem trying to get on the inside to land the Uber knee. Not working for him at the moment, though. Spong flat-footed again, as he was for most of the second round, and dropping that right hand dangerously.
Alistair's punching output has increased as the rounds are progressing, and that's going to favor him here in this round. Really, Tyrone really needs to either start moving more and throwing some leg kicks or really increase his punching output.
Oh, nicely done by Spong. Took 2 backward steps and then slipped the jab in. Good head movement there from Spong, and he rips away to the liver section again. High knee! Good round kick to the right side of the carcass from Alistair and the uppercut. Now the power salvos from the ring. Spong's got to get off the ropes here. He's got to get off the ropes here. Alistair's going to tee off at him like a golf course. The uppercut. Spong's got to get back to center ring. This is Alistair's territory. This is where Alistair's dangerous. Spong's on rubber legs. Here comes the ring. Standing count. Spong was caught against the ropes. And he is dazed. That left eye is almost swollen shut. The ream. Can Alistair finish now? Spong in a bad way here. That eye almost swollen shut. He's not going to be able to see the power right hand as much here of Overeem.
Yeah, Alistair's smelling blood now, and he's going to try to go for a finish, and he's got the entire 55 seconds to do it.
Overhand right! Spong taking punishment now. But he's still standing. He's still fighting. He will not go quietly into the night, Tyrone Spong.
But he's got to get out of that corner.
You wonder what more Spong has left here. Uppercut from Alistair. Tries to put the chin through the top of the head. Another uppercut. Almost took out a low-flying aircraft. 15 seconds remaining. Spong now with a Muay Thai clinch, but didn't work for him. It'll be Alistair's round at 10-8. It'll put him over the top here. Spong got caught against the ropes, and Alistair effectively put the count on him. King Mo will see the Ream go through to the semi-finals here.
Yeah, he'll go to the semi-finals. You know, I think that the way he fought, you know, he started off kind of rough, but he picked it up, and Gokhan Saki has his hands full.
Mike, as we have a look again at Tyrone Spong getting caught against the ropes, as Alistair cut off the ring, you do not want to be there against the Ream.
No, you don't. And you know what? Alistair actually switched up his game for this fight. He was a lot more aggressive, a lot more coming forward. He was actually initiating some of the offense himself, which is not really his style been so far. You know, it's very impressive. I mean, he's won this fight. I think pretty decisively here in the last round.
First chance for Overeem. There it is. But I tell you what, folks, Tyrone Spong, look at the sportsmanship there. He has earned the respect of all and sundry here at the Ariake Coliseum, and surely the millions watching live around the world, because Tyrone Spong is a warrior.
Man, you have to take it, you know, a guy that came up from 76 kilos that's holding his own with top heavyweights or super heavyweights in the world. It shows the level of skill and athleticism.
Alistair Overeem is through, completing the quarterfinals. It will be Ertz versus Schultz and Saki versus Overeem.
Please exit the ring. Thank you.
Look at the crowd on hand here at the Ariake Coliseum. We are sold out, folks. Coming up next, the retirement fight of Yosuke Fujimoto against SD Churches. Welcome back to the Ariake Coliseum in Tokyo. The Fields K1 World Grand Prix is alive and happening as our semi-finals are set. Peter Ertz versus Semi Schultz. Alistair Overeem versus Gokhan Saki. A sellout crowd here in Tokyo for the Super Bowl of striking, the Wimbledon of warfare, the 18th annual K1 World Grand Prix. What a night we have seen so far. And we're about to have a super fight as Yusuke Fujimoto, in his retirement match, takes on the destructive powers of the Egyptian trained by Tom Herring out of Team Chukwuemeka. Stablemate of Peter Ertz and Murad Bazidi. I am talking about Hesti Jurgens.
当時ね、ブランコ・シカティックとか佐竹先輩とかピーター・アーツ、アンディ・フグ、そういう選手がやっぱりね、相手をどんどん倒していくガッツあふれる戦いを、見せてもらえてた。もう僕もファンの一人として、力をもらえた、なんか勇気が出たからやっぱり格闘技の方に進んだっていうのはありますね。
Today this could be the greatest day of our lives.
自分でも喧嘩っていうのもあまりしたこともないですし、怪我したらどうするんやろうとか思ってたんですけども、まさか世界と戦える選手になると思ってなかったんで、本当に僕の周りもびっくりしてますし、親も止めてたはずなのに最終的にはもう応援してくれてたっていうのが本当に嬉しいですね。
藤本祐介35歳、2000年のデビュー以来10年間 K1 ジャパンとしてヘビー級の第一線で戦い、武蔵と共に世界の強豪たちと渡り合ってきた。
僕のやっぱり目指しているのは KO 勝ち、観客が見て面白いなっていう試合を見せたかったんで、それを実行できた時の終わった後の満足感っていうのは格別でした。武蔵先輩のような勝ち方もありではあるんですけども、僕としてはそれが魅力的ではなかったですね。やっぱり相手を倒してやっぱり立っている選手がどうしても眩しかったと思いますので、そういう選手になれたらいいなと常に僕は目指してきました。
それは自分を貫くために越えるべき壁。
世界準優勝2回っていうね、僕のはるか先を行ってたんで、駆け足で登ってなんとかそこにたどり着きたいなと思ってたんですけども、最終的にはタイトルとして超えることはできなかったんですけども、武蔵選手と戦えて勝ってなんか一つ壁を越えれたような気がしました。
そして決意の時、10年間の思いを胸に最後の戦いへ。
こういう形で引退試合をしていただけることに本当に感謝しております。どんな相手でもいい、どんな強い相手でもいい、試合をさせていただきたいと思い、
カラケス26歳、エジプト。今やシュルトやマダハリと肩を並べる世界屈指のトップファイター。
大半の予想ではね、みんな負けるんじゃないかと。僕はそれは負けてたとしても、とりあえず僕の精一杯の力を相手にぶつけてやって、強いなと思わせてあげたいし、僕は負けるとも思ってないし、絶対勝って KO したいなと思っています。はい。
SD カラケス VS 藤本祐介。
ただいまよりフィールズ K1 ワールドグランプリ2010ファイナルスーパーファイト藤本祐介引退試合を行います。ブンブン丸の最後の勇姿を見よ。ブルーゲートより藤本祐介選手の入場です。
been a while since I've heard this entrance music. The man from Bunbunmaru, Yosuke Fujimoto, who comes out of retirement tonight to fight in his retirement fight. It's a little strange, but nonetheless, a final farewell for Fujimoto.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring from the blue gate, Yusuke Fujimoto.
Fujimoto, who last fought in 2008 and lost to Evan Teixeira, comes back here tonight after a 2.5-year layoff for his retirement fight. His heyday was in 2007. He won the K1 Asian Grand Prix. He also challenged Bada Hari for the K1 World Heavyweight title, getting knocked out by a Hari head kick in Honolulu. He won the K1 World Grand Prix 2006 in Seoul. So there was a time when Fujimoto was considered the #1 heavyweight in Japan, just ahead of Musashi. Those days are long gone, but Fujimoto has always been renowned as having a huge warrior's heart, if not the greatest of technique. And the Bunbunmaru steps through the ropes. I don't know what Bunbunmaru means, but I like saying it.
レッドゲートよりフェスリー・カラケス選手の入場です。
Up front, yeah. Convict music. If you ever cross that line, I guarantee you there'll be nothing to save ya. I got a whole bunch of gorillas ready to pull the trigger. And
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring from the red gate, Hesky Caracas.
The 26-year-old born in Egypt, residing out of Amsterdam, with the great Tom Herring from Team Chakariki in his corner, Hesdy Georges. At 6'6", 220 pounds, a career record of 33-9 with 13 knockouts. The WCFA Super Heavyweight Champion, he won that title in Amsterdam in 2009 with a decision over Ruslan Karayev. He won the It's Showtime title earlier this year against Bada Hari after Hari was disqualified for kicking Georges when he was down. He lost to Semi Schultz in the final 16 in Seoul, a fight that many fans thought that Hesdy was hard done by. He's gone 7-2 in his last 9, including wins over Paul Slowinski, Ashwin Balrak, and Rustemny Kreshnik in Amsterdam, beating Kreshnik with low kicks. And the low kicks are the most potent weapon of Hesdy Georges. A man who has been touted by many as possibly a future K1 champion, and with sparring partners like Peter Ertz, like Murad Bouzidi, like Daniel Gita, and like Jerome Labana, certainly Georges at 26 is in the right hands. He hurdles the top ropes and is ready to send Fujimoto into retirement.
青コーナー178センチ、105.5キログラム、藤本祐介。赤コーナー200センチ、104.0キログラム、ヘスディ・カラケシ。レフェリー豊永美ジャッジ勝本剛、小坂さん、一ノ瀬パンチ。
Hesdy Georges, who has the words "no fear" tattooed across his midsection, certainly showed no fear and no respect the way he tenderized the legs of Semi Schultz over in Seoul at the final 16. Fujimoto has got to be asking himself, how the hell did I find myself in this situation where I come out of retirement to be retired against a man who is seriously looking to put some heavy punishment on me? I mean, he said it yesterday, King Mo, at the press conference, did Georges, that he wants to send Fujimoto into retirement in the most painful way possible.
Well, he gets a chance to do it right now. Let's see.
Look out for the leg kicks here on Georges. Michael Chiavello, Mike Kogan, King Mo Lawal with you. Georges who towers over Fujimoto. Fujimoto at 5'10", Georges at 6'7". 220 pounds, Georges, 217 for Fujimoto. Fujimoto, who is 35 years old. And you see there what I spoke about earlier on, never been a big technician, but full of power and a lot of heart, Fujimoto. He will throw down to the very end as he cops a bit of a kick up the clucker and enema from Hesdy Georges. Georges with a very nice boxing guard. Looks through the brow, the chin tucks, the gloves around the temple and jawline. And Fujimoto on the inside gets dropped here early. Nobody expects this one to go the distance. Most pundits thought it'll be over in the first round. We are under the 3 knockdown rule, under Superfight rules here. That's 1 knockdown already. That's 2 knockdowns. 1 more and it's over. This was always going to be a slaughter just waiting to happen, Mike.
Yeah, and unfortunately for our tournament fighters, you know, they were probably hoping for a long, drawn-out war, but, you know, Hesdy said, I'm going to give him a retirement he'll never forget, and looks
it's
like
over.
He just retired him.
It is farewell to Fujimoto. And for Hesdy Georges, mark my words, folks, you are going to see his name again and again in 2011. And I'll bet early that he'll be in the Final 8 next year, Hesdy Georges. King Mo, your first time seeing Hesdy live. I know he didn't get to showcase a lot for us, but you also watched that fight on HDNet against Semi Schultz in the final 16. He is one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, man, he's vicious, man. Those leg kicks, you know, you said goodbye to Fujimoto, but you can say goodbye to Fujimoto's ACL as well, because that's gone.
The overhand right there from Hesdy Georges, the powerful Egyptian. And Bun Bun Maru, which I say for the final time. Let me get one more in there, Mike. Bun Bun Maru.
Fujimoto's upper body, just put a shirt on that man. I'm trying to be nice, but goddamn, put a shirt on that man.
That's your body double.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
Great sportsmanship there as Hesdy says farewell to Yosuke Fujimoto. He was a gallant warrior during his day, folks. 2007 Asian Grand Prix champion, 2006 champion in Seoul, 2005 finalist in Hawaii, 2003 finalist in the Japanese Grand Prix, the Monster Challenge heavyweight champion, wins over Musashi, over Shi Hong-chan, over Bobby Olengan, Minsu Kim, Tsuyoshi Nakasako. Back in the day, he was a force on the Asian scene. And he has just heralded a man who will be a force for the next few years to come. Next up, semi-final number 1. Ernst versus Schultz. Welcome back to the Ariake Coliseum in Tokyo, where they are saying goodbye to Yosuke Fujimoto, his wife and child in centering. And the Japanese fans seeing off a man who long served K1, fought at the highest level, always with the biggest of hearts.
I was thinking about it before the match. First off, please let me say this. To receive such a memento of my retirement, for you all to have prepared this for me, to FEG, to K1, and to all of the sponsors, to all the big companies that sponsored K1, and to all the fans of mixed martial arts. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I started karate when I was 20, and without much experience, I started K1 at 25. I thought K1 was all about winning or losing, and it seemed like a lot of fun to me, so I practiced hard. Starting with my first bout at Seido Kaikan, I met up with a lot of talented fighters and trainers, sparred with a lot of great fighters. Went to the States to learn boxing, and at one point retired. All of my experiences leading up to this moment, all of the fights I have turned me into the man I am today. Thanks to the support of so many people out there, I was able to do well. Unfortunately, I lost my last fight. But I did the best I could. And I think I was able to show myself to the fullest, and I'm very happy for that. To all the fans, to all the sponsors who have supported and cheered for me over the years, thank you very much. And of course, my greatest supporters, my parents, who supported me with my dream to join K1 and supported me strongly for the past 14 years, thank you very much. And of course, to my beautiful wife and daughter who have supported me, thank you very much. And to all the K1 fighters that I have fought and bonded with over the years, thank you very much. My 15 years in K1 were filled with a lot of pain, a lot of losses. But I believe I experienced something that most people don't have the luck to experience. And therefore, I will continue on with the rest of my life. And I ask you for your continued support. Thank you very much. Finally, to all the K1 fighters out there, the strong guys, the young guys, I will now become an MMA fan and do continue to support you. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Cyrus, for the translation as Yosuke Fujimoto exits a K1 ring a moment for the final time.
Fujimoto, thank you for showing us your brave fights for many years.
An emotional moment indeed for Fujimoto. And the fighters, meanwhile, the four remaining fighters in the K1 Grand Prix must be allocated a certain amount of time for recuperation between bouts, which, if you're wondering for the reasoning of putting this fight at this particular moment, there is a certain requirement in these 8-man tournaments for a recuperation period. With Fujimoto's retirement over, we now await the semi-final round. As he passes in front of our commentary position, Fujimoto. He heads backstage where Peter Orts and Simi Schultz are ready to step into the ring for the 5th time. One of the greatest rivalries in K1 history is about to go down yet again. A sellout crowd here at the Ariake Coliseum, as once again you see the brackets. Peter Earth with a knockout of Mighty Mo. Semi Schultz a decision over Kyotaro. Gokhan Saki over Daniel Guita. And the Reem over Tyrone Spong. Here we go in the semi-finals. 4 men remain. One will emerge as the King of Kings.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our semi-final fight number 1. Making his way to the ring from the blue gate, let's welcome Hightower Semi Schultz.
That music has become the most dreaded sound in all of K1 since 2005. And there he is. Semi Schultz stomps his way to the ring yet again for the K1 Grand Prix semi-finals. The size of him. If he stands up too quickly, he gets a nosebleed. 6'11" of Semi Schultz. An imposing sight indeed. King Mo Lawal, Your Majesty, how does Semi Schultz defeat Ertz here?
It's a simple game plan. Just do what he's been doing. Keep him at the end of his jab, keep him at the end of his right knee. All he has to do is control the range and the pace of the fight. He has this.
Semi Schultz in his gi and his black belt hurdles the top ropes, gives a salute, and he is ready.
And now making his way to the ring from the red gate, let's welcome Peter, the Dutch Lumberjack, Arns.
Yes! Mr. K1 makes his way to the ring yet again! King Mo, you're a huge fight fan, brother, but how about this atmosphere? There is nothing like it. Peter Earth making his way to the K1 Grand Prix ring. It's gonna get the hairs on your goatee standing on end.
Hey, I feel like I'm in a stagnant electricity room, man. This is amazing. Just to see this guy, fight Semi Schultz, man, this is off the chain right here, man. I'm ready.
Look at this crowd at the Ariake Coliseum. The Dutch Lumberjack, Mr. K1 in the house. Mikey, I may very well burst a blood vessel on this one, brother.
I mean, the transformation Peter Arts goes from the laughing, loving, let's hug him Peter Arts to this absolute animal is phenomenal. I mean, Peter's running the whole time to the ring, watching like he's still there.
Listen to that ovation.
Ladies and gentlemen, first fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he is a 4-time K1 World Grand Prix champion from Holland. Here is Hightower Semi Schultz. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he is a 3-time K1 World Grand Prix champion from Holland. Here is Peter, the Dutch Lumberjack, Arns.
Massive ovation for the supremely popular Peter Earth. Earth and Schultz are 2 wins apiece. This is their 5th matchup. The last time they fought, the final 16 in Seoul in 2008. An epic performance from Ertz to keep Schultz out of the Grand Prix. Before that, 2007, Schultz won via knockout. Before that, 2006, in the K1 Grand Prix finals, Schultz won via decision. And the first time they fought in Auckland, New Zealand, 2006, it was Ertz who beat Schultz by decision. For the right to fight in the final. Between them, they have won 7 Grand Prix crowns. Michael Chiavello, Mike Kogan, King Olowa. Ertz comes out leg slinging. Left hook from Ertz. He's going to get in Schultz's face like he did 2 years ago. Semi throws a right hand. And Peter Ertz opening up aggressively here, King Mo.
Hey, these boys are banging. These boys are throwing down. This is what everybody wants to see.
Peter Arts has the formula to beat Semi Shield. Semi Shield has the formula to beat Peter Arts, both experienced fighters. So all it comes down to is who can impose their will.
I have never seen someone go to the jawline of Semi like Peter Ertz has in the past. And he goes there again. Smack bang on the kisser and the outside thigh kick. And he gets out of dodge. The old man has still got some fancy footwork. Stiff jab from Semi. Peter Ertz, who won the K1 Grand Prix in record time in 1998. 6 minutes and 43 seconds until Semi Schultz shattered the record last year, winning in 5 minutes 52. Overhand run, left hook! Ertz is scoring, gut munching knee. And Schultz plows forward. That long-reaching jab. Ertz covers up, goes turtle shell. Look at the conditioning here on Ertz. Overhand right by Semi and Ertz rallies back. Toe-to-toe here in the first round. Right hand backs up Ertz. Ertz goes for the decapitator, the headache maker. High knee! Ertz has got to get out of the corner.
He's got to get out of there.
And he does. Semi let him off there.
Peter looks in phenomenal shape. And there he goes to the body, which is what Kiyotaro should have been doing.
Will Ertz be the one to stop Semi Schultz? Semi on the front foot now. Ertz came in plus 600 to win the tournament. Schultz at minus 135. Ertz changing levels, jawline and sternum. Checks the low kick to Semi. Ertz consistently trying to get to the inside here. Semi with a high knee.
You know, the bigger question is, can Peter keep this pace up for the next 3 rounds, or the next 2 rounds, so to speak?
High left round kick from Semi. He's jabbing. Inside thigh kick from Peter. Now Semi on the front foot again. Fires that tip kick to the midsection. Looks for the liver. Ertz stomps forward. He'll try and go klepto and steal the round. Glancing right hand from the Dutch lumberjack. End of the first round, we go to the towers. Your Highness, King Mo, how did you see it?
Man, I call it an even round. You know, I want to see more of this. But I think that if Peter Arts gets Semi backing up, he can win rounds.
I love Peter, I really do, but I think Semi took this round. Peter looked active, Semi looked a lot more accurate in this one. I think he really put it on in this round.
We will go to the open scoring system in just a moment. The 3 judges' scorecards will flash up here. It is 2 judges give a draw. 1 round gives it the way of Semi Schultz. So it's still close after 1. 10-10, 10-10, 10-9.
Second round.
Wherever you're watching us live around the world, particularly our viewers in North America on HDNet, we hope you're enjoying all the action. This is semi-final number 1 of the Fields K1 World Grand Prix, the Super Bowl of striking. Ertz again plows down the center corridor. Outside leg kick, and Semi returns the favor. Ertz trying for that tie technique. A little pit-pat inside thigh kick off the left leg and then immediately come through with a straight right hand. That was a good kick to the back leg from Ertz. And then he goes for the switch up the front leg. Overhand right from Ertz! And Simi catches him with 2 clean punches. And Ertz offers his jaw! I don't see that offered from Peter Ertz, offering a free shot at his jawline.
Peter's fired up. Peter is angry for this fight.
Referee just cautioning Simic. Ertz is the sentimental favourite for the Grand Prix. He has been in every Grand Prix except last year's edition. This is his 17th appearance in the world's greatest martial arts tournament. That is phenomenal. The man's been fighting professionally since about 1988. I remember him venturing to Australia when he was about 20 years old to corner Branko Sikotic when Branko fought Stan the Man Longinides.
The doctor will check that. He caught a nasty knee from Peter during a clinch. I'm sorry, from Sami.
Let's have a look here again. Right hand under the eye there of Peter Ertz. So the ringside physician goes to work on the right cheekbone of Mr. K1 as Simi Schulte is ready and raring to go, as he always seems to be. Ertz is okay here. That'll be like waving a red flag in front of the charging bull that is Simi Schulte. He's a nasty fighter, Schulte. He'd send the get well letter to a hypochondriac just for fun, and he'll go after the cut now. Every time Ertz lands, even a glancing shot, this crowd rallies.
This audience, which is so uncharacteristic of a Japanese audience. You know, usually they're so quiet.
High knee, Peter's got to get out of the corner here. You will see the taping around Simi's right shin was cut in the fight against Hesti Jurges. So too the left shin is bandaged. Simi has been prone to cutting on both shins throughout his career. And Ertz is aware of that. He chomps to the legs, hoping Simi will try and check the kicks in. Maybe try and get a cut going on Simi's shins. 45 seconds to go here in the second. Ertz comes forward, goes headhunting, misses, and a nice counter left there from Simi.
I think Peter's starting to get a little tired and slowing down. He's allowing Sami to find his rhythm a little more.
The technique not as tight here on Ertz. He comes forward and looks for the liver, then goes over the top of the right hand. Outside thigh kick from Ertz. That'll all score for him. Body shot, left to the right hand! That scores! Peter Ertz trying to steal the round as that right eye swells shut. Big leg kick, overhand right. Did he do it? Did he do a one-over rider and steal it, Kimbo?
You know what? I'm going with the old man. I think the old man stole this round, and I'm ready for the next round.
Peter Ertz cannot be written off, Mike.
Peter might have done it there towards the end. He really picked it up, but you know, once again, it just depends on what you're scoring. If the judges are just looking at a guy coming forward, Peter would probably take this round, but I think Sami's been the more accurate of the two fighters in this round in delivering his damage. You know, Peter's trying, but I think he's unable to completely overwhelm Sami as he's done before.
A drawn second round. 10-all on all three judges' cards. It is still dead even with one remaining. Mo, what does Ertz need to do now?
And he needs to keep on being aggressive, avoid it, slip the jab, and try to counter with right hands. Right hands, left hook.
Simi Schulte's corner in front of our commentary position. Paul Hemmers, Ramon Decker, Bas Boone. And listen to the crowd. The war cries again for Mr. K1. The lumberjack comes forward. Boom to the outside thigh. Ertz's face swollen and cut and bruised, but he still comes forward and scores. He goes headhunting with another hook. He's had more hooks than a Pirates convention. And Semi Schultz has got to start to find range with a jab here, Mike.
Yeah, Peter starts out strong in the beginning of the rounds. He's just got to find a way to keep that momentum throughout the entire round. That's how he won in Korea 2 years ago. You know, he overwhelmed Sammy, but when he backs away, it gives Sammy that chance to...
Oh, do you see the counter right hand? The gut-punching knee! Ernst is scoring in this round. Sammy clinches, can't get the knees up on the inside. Fantastic rally here from Peter Ernst, and the referee warns, do not hug. Official caution.
Peter's just got to keep up that momentum that he's just generated. He's trying to steal this round. He steals this round, he wins this fight.
Ernst with a wild left hook outside thigh kick, that scores for him. So too the body shot. And again, Simi ties him up. He may incur the wrath of the referee if he's not careful, Simi Schultz. Big right hand! Peter Ernst has made Simi Schultz lick the leather on several occasions here in the third.
And Peter's doing a good job making him go backwards. That's the thing. That's the key. Make him go backwards and catch him with the right hand. Or left hook.
3 right hands and a left hook. Simi Schultz wearing more leather than the Blue Oyster Bar. This is Ernst's round so far.
This is Ernst's round, 100% hands down. And all he has to do is keep it up for another minute and he will win this fight. And we may see an Overeem Peter Ernst final, assuming, of course, he gets by Saki. But Peter is on fire here in this round.
Can Peter Ernst do it? Can he take Simi Schultz out of the Grand Prix? We have never seen Schultz eliminated from a Grand Prix. Ernst goes to the liver, then goes to the head, then goes to the lead leg. Simi on the back foot. And Simi looks a little tired now.
This is one tough old man right here. I'd hate to fight him.
Simi's backing up. Peter goes to the body, and Simi clinches with him. Final stages. Oh, the right hand! The right hand! Simi Schultz doing a quick out of his team. Peter Ernst on fire. Ernst is bringing the house down. Yes!
Yeah, this is exactly what Peter was doing in Korea.
Yes!
Oh!
Yes! Peter Ernst is scoring! Yes! You crazy old man! A standing freak ovation! The crazy old bastard has done it!
Peter is going to the finals.
This is amazing right here. This is amazing.
That's all hard, baby. Peter Ernst was dead tired after the second round. He had a choice. He could just come out and fight it, or he could come out and really dominate and take over this fight, and that's exactly what he did.
Simi Schultz being scored on time and time again in that final round. The ferocity that is Mr. K1 brought the Ariake Coliseum to its feet. That draw, says the first judge. Peter Ernst, one judge. Can Ernst get this one? Yes! Yes! Peter Ernst is through to the final, and this place has gone bananas!
This is amazing right here, man.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
History in the making. Peter Ernst has defeated Simi Schultz. That is amazing.
Unbelievable. What a performance.
Kimbo, in your first ever K1 Grand Prix, brother, you have seen history made.
I'm about to faint, man. I don't know what to think, man. This dude, hey, he looked dead tired. Dead tired after the second round. He comes back like that in the third. That's all hard.
he dug deep and did it.
Amazing scenes here at the Ariake Coliseum. There is nowhere else I'd rather be right now.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It is history making. Sammy Shield has never been knocked out of a tournament.
Ever.
Ever.
And who would have thunk it? Peter Ernst has taken Sammy Shield out. Ernst in the final of the K1 Grand Prix. Tom Herring has guided him to the final stage yet again, Mike.
I hope they really look at that eye. That's a nasty cut. He might not be able to come out here in the finals. And no offense to Everton Teixeira, but I really don't want to see him in the finals here.
I do believe, though, Semi did not get knocked out.
He would come back.
He would get the first call
He would
back.
get the first call, you're right.
Folks, coming up next, Gokhan Saki versus the Reem.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our semi-final. Fight number 2. Coming to the ring first from the Blue Gate, Alistair "The Reem" Overeem.
A monstrosity that is the Reem struts his way to the ring. Look at the scenes here at the Ariake Coliseum. We have seen history in the making. Peter Ernst eliminating Simi Shield. He will now take on either the Reem or Saki in the final. The Reem looks happy to be here, Mike.
But look how much and ease he is now coming in here for his second fight. You know, you could see he was visibly nervous before the Spawn fight. Now he's coming out here almost laughing as he works his way in the semifinals. What's your take, Mo?
Man, I'll tell you this. He's ready. I think that he's very comfortable with the fact that he's fighting, with his teammates, Gokan Saki. We probably studied, prior to this fight.
There is a rumor that somebody at Golden Glory dropped Alistair Overeem in sparring. We're not sure who it is, but it was either Saki or Errol Zimmerman. You pontificate on that one.
No offense to Errol, but I don't see how that was happening.
And now let's welcome to the ring, coming to us from the Red Gate, Gukhan, the Rebel Saki.
Look at the massive entourage. The Rebel Gokhan Saki. He's got core hammers in his corner. In the corner of the ring, Roberto Flamingo and Martin de Jong. You've got to wonder how much of a toll the body shots from Daniel Guita took on Gokhan Saki. Saki, the dark horse for the tournament. But now the smallest man remaining takes on the biggest. Overeem looking very relaxed, very confident, unscathed from his match with Tyrone Spine. Saki has speed. Saki has technique. Saki has heart. Overeem has size. Overeem has power. Overeem has momentum on his side. What does Saki need to do here, Mike?
Saki really needs to do exactly what he did against Daniel Guita, with the exception of don't stand in front of the ring and don't let him tee off on you. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. But other than that, he fought a perfect fight.
Incredible scenes here at the Ariake Coliseum. No event in the world compares to the K1 World Grand Prix. Saki here in the semi-final.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you first, to my right, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He hails from Poland. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alistair "The Reem" Overeem. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He is a K1 World Grand Prix 2008 USA Tournament champion from Turkey. Here is Gukhan, the Rebel Saki.
Saki versus the Reem. Kebabs versus horse meat. In semi-final number 2, for the right to take on Peter Ertz in the final. These two men know each other well. Stablemates at Golden Glory. But you can believe they're going to throw down hard here in the semi-final. Michael Chavello, Mike Kogan, and King Mo Morale with you. Saki's got to be fast. He's on the move already. Cannot stand in front of Overeem. Overeem tries to close off the ring and goes for a high knee. And Saki looks for the headache maker. Oh, spinning hook kick, he knocked him down! That was awesome! And look at Saki go!
Now Saki's doing what he's supposed to. See, stick and move. Get to him and move. Don't stand, don't be a stagnant target.
technically superb, Gokhan Saki. And the ring just trying to shut him down here. Beautiful left hook to the jawline, then to the liver. Right round kick from Saki. Seat kick. He used it well against Gita to the thighs. Seat kick to the midsection. Oh, rips to the liver.
See how he attacks on the move? Every time he moves and then he attacks. He's fighting a perfect fight so far.
He's got to get off the ropes though. And he's circling nicely. Good uppercut there from Saki. He's beating Alistair to the punch. It's the speed at the moment and the accuracy from Gokhan Saki. Alistair trying to set the left hand here. But Saki is changing angles. Look at the repetitive strikes off the lead glove from Saki. Overeem just keeps coming forward like a juggernaut. Jab and a rib kick, that one hurt Saki.
Oh, he felt that one.
I told you the body has been damaged after the Gita fight. It may be the chink in the armor. He tries for another spinning hook kick.
He's keeping his right hand inactive because it's blocking that rib. That rib is gone. He hasn't used his right hand yet.
Alistair knows it. And the thing I like about Alistair, he's a patient fighter. He doesn't throw willy-nilly. He doesn't just throw haymakers. Everything throws to hit with a force of will.
And now Alistair knows exactly where the target is. And that's the right side rib cage.
Alistair switches. Saki is hurt. First count of the round. One more count and it's all over. And Alistair just relaxed. Glances towards his corner. Roberto Flamingo barking instructions, but it's over.
Yeah, that arm is broken. Props to Gokhan Saki, but he was in so much pain. It was too obvious that there's something wrong with the right side. I mean, you can just only hide it for so long. But
Alistair Overeem cements himself a spot in the K1 finals. A dream matchup with Peter Ernst. But King Mo, what an effort tonight from Gokhan Saki.
Gokhan Saki came, he tried to set, it was like Speedy Gonzalez versus Sylvester the Cat, and he finally got caught, like the cat does the mouse with the leg kicks the body in. It was over with from there.
Alistair Overeem looking very fresh here, Mike, which is a scary, scary thought for Peter Ernst.
A huge props to Alistair Overeem. I mean, in his only second year in K1, and he goes to the finals. I'm sorry, that looked like a knockdown. I mean, he was in perfect balance. His hands were up, and he ends up on his butt. I'd say that was a knockdown. But anyway, that aside, props to Alistair, but I was very impressed with Gokhan Saki's performance. I would love to see these two rematch where Gokhan Saki is at 100%.
Alistair Overeem on the steps in front of our commentary position. Look at the beautiful kick. That was the end for Gokhan Saki. That right side of the carcass was banged up by Daniel Gita, as I mentioned earlier on. Overeem wisely saw it and wisely exploited it.
That was very impressive. Very impressive. And I'd like to give a shout out to some of my people out there that watch this fight.
Take it away.
Bull, Bloodstained Lane, Mike Hackler, Peanut, Forrest, Daywalker, Ace, Catfish, Jason High, Team Thirsty, Percy Crawford, MMA Junkies, and Ryan Parsons, and Mayhem Miller.
And here's how the brackets panned out, folks. Peter Ernst defeating Marty Mo, defeating Simi Schultz, making the final. Alistair Overeem over Tyrone Spong and over Gokhan Saki. Old versus new to clash in the final. Raymond now, the manager of so many fighters in Holland, including Giorgio Petrosian and Tyrone Spong. And Saki receiving tributes from all and sundry here, as well he should. What a warrior, Mike.
Oh, phenomenal. I mean, my God. You know what, Saki? You don't have to have your hand raised to be a champion. This man showed a lot of heart, showed a lot of technique. Props to him. Every year he keeps improving. Every year he's getting better.
Keep preaching.
Unbelievable. You know what? While we're doing shout-outs, let's not forget our brother Ray Seffel, who's sitting in Las Vegas watching us on HDNet.
Folks, it is time for the halftime show here at the K1 World Grand Prix. We're about to see Momohiro Clover, otherwise known as Momoclo, the hottest girl group in all of Japan, about to take the stage.
最後まで全力で応援させていただきます。以上、私たち前のアイドル週末ヒロイン桃井のクローバーでした。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。桃色クローバーの今後の活躍にどうぞ皆様ご注目ください。以上、桃色クローバーによりますハーフタイムショーでした。
Oh, Momohiro Clover, the hottest girl band in Japan. Okay, let's get on with business, folks. There is still a lot more to come here at the K1 World Grand Prix. The final is set. The Reem versus Mr. K1, and King Mo does not get any more exciting than that. Old guard versus new.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this: hide your kids, hide your wife. Super is made to the finals.
Mike, the odds have just been released for the final. It is Overeem at -450, Ertz at +350. Folks, we're going to take a short break, and then we'll return with the business end of the Fields K1 World Grand Prix.
We'll be right back with more HDNet Presents K1 World Grand Prix 2010 Final.
Coliseum in Tokyo, Michael Chiavello, Mike Hogan and His Royal Highness King Mo Lawal, where the final has been set. Peter Ertz versus Alistair Overeem has epic written all over it. King Mo, Peter Ertz, the old man, still has what it takes to reach the K1 final again in his 17th World Grand Prix, but can he beat the Reem?
Well, he's gonna have his hands full with this one because he had two, he had one tough battle with Semi, and I think he might have took it out of him, and Alistair, just kind of did his thing, man, made it to the finals, and I think he's gonna win this.
Alistair had it easy in the end against Gokhan Saki, Mike, who was injured after the Daniel Gita fight earlier on. So will it be easy pickings for the Reem over Ertz?
Maybe. Peter's definitely banged up. I think his eyes are concerned. He might not even be able to make it to the finals. But assuming he's in the finals, Peter's got his hands full for sure. I mean, they fought the last time. It was a total annihilation. I mean, Alistair just destroyed Peter Arch completely. But Peter is super motivated. And, hey, who picked him to be in the finals? Hey, who picked him to be in the finals?
Oh, that would be someone named Mike Hogan. Good call there, Mikey. And Nick Kalikas from BetOnFighting.com has released the odds for the finals yet again. If you're a betting person, you'll get -450 on the Reem. He goes in as the favourite. You'll get +350 on Peter Ertz. He goes in as the underdog. It is all happening here at the Ariake Coliseum in what has been an epic night as only the Super Bowl of stand-up, the Wimbledon of warfare, the K1 World Grand Prix can do. We have seen so much action so far here tonight. Let's take you back through a recap of the night's action thus far. Then we'll return with the main portion of tonight's main show.
シュル
Welcome back as HDNet presents K1 World Grand Prix 2010 Final.
Welcome back to the Ariake Coliseum in Tokyo. The 18th annual K1 World Grand Prix has been alive and happening. And rumours do abound. Peter Aerts suffering a bad injury, a cut under his eye in his epic semi-final victory over Semi Schultz. Word backstage is, however, that Peter is still in at this stage. We have not heard that he is out. Peter is indeed still in the final to showdown against Alistair Overeem, which is a great thing, Mikey, because he brought the house down and he gave renewed hope here. After so many people had hoped that someone would take out Semi Schultz, it was the man, Peter Aerts, who did it.
As he did in the Final 16 2 years ago, and he got standing ovation from both the fans and the fighters back then. Peter's got an emotional momentum going his way. I think, he had a very emotional victory against Semi Schultz. He's in the finals for the fourth, he has a chance to become the four-time champion. However, Alistair has just looked unstoppable so far and had relatively, it's really an understatement, a relatively easy semi-final.
We do also want to say, speaking to Gokhan Saki backstage during the intermission, he has broken his right elbow and his right hand. So that was the problem there. King Mo, a terrible injury for Gokhan Saki that will no doubt keep him sidelined for quite a while.
Yeah, man. I think Gita weakened all that up, and Alistair just finished it. Tough. It's a tough one for Gokhan Saki, but he showed the heart of a true champion.
So now we see Alistair Overeem to take on Peter Aerts in the final. I guess for many it was an unexpected final, not for Mike Hogan, of course. He tipped that Peter would be in the final match. But we come to a clash of styles here, guys, because you got Peter Aerts with those big lumbering leg kicks, those wild hands, always an in-your-face fighter, against Alistair Overeem with that beautiful double forearms defense. A very patient Overeem who loves to hunt opponents down, press them against the ropes, cut off the ring, push them into a corner like he did to Tyrone Spong and unload on them. So, Mo, how do you see this one playing out?
Well, I don't think Aerts is Alistair's kryptonite. I think Alistair's going to go through, use his athleticism, use his physicalness, use his size, and just get him out of there. First round KO.
Okay, and Mike, we've seen the injury to Peter Aerts. It was serious enough that there was some debate backstage that maybe Aerts was going to be out and Semi Schultz was going to replace him. That is not the case, though, folks. Do not worry. Peter Aerts will show down against Overeem in the final. Can Aerts beat the Reem, though? It would take an almost Superman effort to beat the Reem in the final.
I mean, it would really take some serious Superman efforts because Peter Aerts' style actually plays into Alistair's style. Peter Aerts is very active, but Alistair can take his punches, he can take his kicks, but he can also counter them as he did in their first fight. I mean, he just completely annihilated Peter. Peter also now has a handicap where he has to worry about his eye. And, Overeem is a fighter. He's going to see a chance to capitalize on an injury. He's going to go after it. I see that going Overeem's way.
Last time these two men met, Overeem was the winner over Aerts. He broke Aerts' ribcage with the knee in the first round, but Aerts valiantly fought on, only to lose by a decision to the Reem. So Alistair will try and go to the inside again, no doubt, Mike, and go to work on the ribcage, go to work on the uber knee to the jawline, but more importantly, the nasty fighter Overeem is, he will go to town on that busted up eye.
Absolutely. And you know what? Nasty or not, that's what fighters do. If you see a cut, if you see an opportunity to capitalize on something and end the fight early, why not take it? Props to Overeem. I mean, we were talking about a guy, his second year in K1, and he's in the World GP finals. I give him all the credit in the world. Hey, I didn't pick him to come this far, but that doesn't take away from his skills or his abilities to be here in the finals.
Overeem goes into the final as the favourite with the bookmakers. At the start of the night, Semi Schultz was the favourite at -135. He is out at the hands and legs of Peter Aerts. The Reem, you would have gotten +205 with him at the start of the night. You would have got +600 with Peter Aerts at the start of the night. But as I said, the Reem is now the favourite to take the crown. Mo, once again, your first time here at the K1 World Grand Prix. We were talking just backstage during intermission. You've loved every moment of this. We always tell you, nothing compares to the Grand Prix. You've seen it firsthand here now.
Hey, nothing compares to this. I was the Pacquiao fight. I've been in football games, basketball games, been UFC's, been Strikeforce events. This tops everything. It's the best thing going right now.
Well, folks, The lights are about to go down again, and we will get ready. 2 matches remaining. Kharitonov and Singhat JT, and then the big one, the Reem versus Mr. K1.
この先、行くのにちょうどいい、相手っていうか一つレベル上げるにはちょうどいいなっていう、ここでつまずいてるわけにいかないんで、さあ先に進んでいきたいなって。
インド生まれ足立区育ち、シングハート・ジャディ。K1 初参戦となった昨年のアジアグランプリ。恵まれた体格とその名の通り強靭なハートを武器に参加最年少にしてトーナメントを制覇。アジアの期待を背負い世界へと大きな一歩を踏み出した K1 ヘビー級の超新星。
もう23歳で若いって言っても結局時間って結構早いんで焦ってくるんですよね。やっぱ成長していかないとまだですね、自分の中では。
立ち止まっている時間はない。アジア最強が世界最強になるその日まで。
И
я еще раз хочу сказать, что для меня это определенная цель. И следующий год я ставлю для себя задачу, как и предыдущему бою, я должен быть в восьмерке сильнейшим.
Россия軍最強兵士セルゲイ・ハリトーノフ。MMA のリングで幾多のヘビー級ファイターを拳一つで沈めてきたスーパーハードパンチャー。かつてシュルトやアリスターでさえ彼の拳の前に立ち続けることはできなかった。打撃テクニックにさらなる磨きをかけK1 ヘビー級トップ戦線を狙う。
弱くはないな。やっぱボクシングがうまいんで、まだでも K1 になりきれてないっていうか、慣れはまだしてないなっていうのはちょっとあるですね、やっぱ。
世界の星になるために絶対に落とせないこの戦い。
Я хочу показать яркий бой. Я хочу устроить битву на ринге, то есть по-русски это говорится драку на ринге.
2011年主役の座を勝ち取るのはどっちだ。セルゲイ・ハリトーノフ VS シングハート・ジャディブ。
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our Fields K1 World Grand Prix 2010 Super Fight number 2. Let's welcome first to the ring, coming to us from the Blue Gate, Singhat JD.
Towering Indian Singhat JT makes his way to the ring. Born and raised in Japan, of Indian parentage, JT, who won the K1 World Grand Prix Asian Championship in Seoul, is a long-ranging Muay Thai fighter. But you've got to wonder how he will handle the power of Sergey Kharitonov here tonight. JT, who has not been embraced by non-Japanese fans. The Japanese adore him. Japanese is his first language. But beyond Japan's borders, he's been received as a very lackluster fighter. An opportunity here for Singhat JD to show himself in a different form to the K1 brass, that being an exciting form.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the ring, coming to us from the red gate, Sergey Kharitonov.
Mixed martial arts star turned K1 fighter Sergey Kharitonov. Kharitonov, who yesterday says he's pledging his 2011 fight career to K1, Mike.
Yes, he has. And by the way, for those of you wondering why every fighter coming out here is wearing a fight game sticker, patch, or t-shirt, it is a fight game. It is a game that will be available in the United States on the new Microsoft Windows 7 mobile devices starting this month. So those of you who have Microsoft mobile devices, get your butts over to the market and look for the fight game.
Sergey Kharitonov, who was impressive against Takumi Sato in Seoul. Can he chomp up the legs and drop some power hands to the jawline of the towering Singhat JD? Through the ropes goes Kharitonov.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for three-minute rounds. Introducing to you first to my right, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He stands 195 centimeters tall and weighed in at 108 kilograms. Here is the K1 World Grand Prix 2009 Asia champion from India. Here is Singhat JD. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He stands 194 centimeters tall and weighed in at 116 kilograms. Coming to us from Russia, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sergey Kharitonov.
Sergey Kharitonov at minus 105. Singhat JD at minus 125. Kharitonov, who stands at 6'4", JD at 6'5", officially listed though. Having seen them here together and seen them together yesterday, JD is at least a couple of inches taller than Kharitonov. Kharitonov at 242 pounds, JD at 220 even. And we are set for 3 rounds with one extension in case of a draw. In our super fight, Michael Chiavello, Mike Kogan, King Mo Lawal with you. JD has good leg kicks and high knees. No power really in his hands. Kharitonov will try and walk him down and put him against the ropes, put him in a corner and bomb away. Kharitonov, part of the fabled Golden Glory gym. Nice liver shot there from Kharitonov, just tipping that left hand. Checks the leg kick. Jaydeep moving a lot here in the first round as he needs to, Mark.
Yeah, Kharitonov has a very extensive boxing background. You know, back in Russia, he was in the special forces. He did a lot of boxing training. His weakest point were the leg kicks. And, you know, as we've seen in the Sato fight, he's done a really good job at learning how to check them. So I'm very interested in seeing, you know, what happens here. But definitely Singhat needs to move around as much as he can as Kharitonov packs some serious punching power.
Oh, Kharitonov rips away to the body in a straight right hand smack bang on the kisser of the Indian. Jaydeep cannot afford to let Kharitonov find his rhythm here. Double head kick, nothing getting past the forearms though. Make it in triplicate there from Singhat Jaydeep. Meanwhile, backstage, Peter Aerts is preparing himself for Alistair Overeem. Peter Aerts is injured, a cut under his eye, but you can bet that Tom Harrick is scripting up a game plan for him as we speak. Good little knee there on the inside from Singhat Jaydeep. Left hook, left jab. Oh, nice right hand from Kharitonov. Jaydeep ties him up. This is an impressive showing so far from Sergey. Until that right hand caught him. And Sergey's knees buckled. Well, Jaydeep found some power and some accuracy, Mo.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Sergey Kharitonov is on Queer Street. He's shooting for double legs, which is usually what MMA fighters do when they're completely out. And Singhat Jaydeep is trying to capitalize it. It was that knee that landed that really did the damage. And there he goes again.
Kharitonov in danger here of being derailed by the towering Indian. There it is! My word, I didn't think I'd see it. Jaydeep drops Kharitonov. King Mo, how about that?
I'm speechless, really. I thought that Kharitonov was going to run right through him, but honestly, he's putting in work.
Kharitonov doing the chicken dance, and it's good night, Overeem. Wow. I said earlier that Singhat needed to impress the K1 brass, and he's done it.
My God, I mean, you want to talk about an upset of the night. Unfortunately, you know, this is a super fight, so nobody really cares, but my God.
Well, no, Mike, I wouldn't say that, because this augurs very badly for Kharitonov, who has committed himself to a K1 career in 2011. And he gets dropped by the hands of Singhat Jaydeep.
Well,
it's
actually,
embarrassing.
But to his credit, it was the knee that did the initial damage, and then from there on, you know, he was already on a Queer Street. But you know, a lot of it is also Kharitonov's inexperience in K1. Instead of just putting a high guard up and trying to ride out the round, you know, he continued to try to engage with Singhat, and that opened up for those punches. But yeah, definitely, you know, not a good way to end the year for Kharitonov's K1 aspirations.
So Kharitonov, who said yesterday his aim in 2011 was to make the final 8. Let me tell you, Sergey, that aim is very, very lofty indeed. If you're going to get dropped by the hands of Singhat Jaydeep. We've seen many an impressive performance from mixed martial artists coming to K1. King Mo, as a mixed martial artist yourself, that was not an impressive one there.
Well, the takedown attempt was pretty impressive. He shot a high crotch to a double leg. That was impressive, man. But you know, Kharitonov will hit the drawing board. Hopefully, he bounces back and he can learn from this.
Singhat Jaydeep victorious. A good way to round out the year for the Indian fighter. And folks, coming up next, the moment we've all been waiting for. Peter Aerts and the Reem. Welcome back to the Ariake Coliseum in Tokyo, where we are set for the final of the K1 World Grand Prix, the 18th edition. Michael Chiavello, Mike Kogan, King Mo Lawal with you. King Mo, once again, your thoughts on the final. Old man Peter Aerts versus the rampaging Reem.
Well, Peter Aerts has heart, but I think that, you know, Overeem, a.k.a. Super, is going to pull this one out.
Mike, are the odds just too highly stacked here against Peter Aerts? just when you think you can ride out Peter Oates, though, he accomplishes miracles.
He always does, and you know, I don't want to be a party pooper and try to be anticlimactic, but this is really a tall order here. I mean, the two of them met before, and Reem wasn't even as experienced as he's, I guess, now in his 11th K1 fight, and Reem just completely destroyed him. I mean, Peter didn't have anything for him. He's banged up, he's cut, he's injured. I mean, if he was to win, you know, I guess anything's possible.
And Peter Oates wins, he will equalise with Semi Schulten and Ernesto Hoosterse. Four-time champion. Alistair Overeem, of course, looking for his first ever championship. Your Majesty, does Peter Oates just go hell for leather, go for broke to the jawline of Overeem for the first 90 seconds and try and get a knockdown?
Man, he's gonna find some kryptonite somewhere, though. I don't know what he's gonna do. He comes forward, being aggressive. He might get countered, kneed. If he sits back and lets Overeem take over everything, then he get knocked out. So he's in a lose-lose situation, honestly, in my book.
Mike, could the best game plan here of Alistair Overeem be to cover up with that beautiful double forearms guard, ride out the storm, and wait for Peter to blow himself out, which Peter is most likely to do?
Well, that, but also, you know, Alistair's a very good counterpuncher, and Peter going after him hard would give him a chance to counterpunch and be able to start mounting his offense. If I'm in Peter's corner, and by God, he's got, you know, people that have way more experience than me, but if I'm in Peter's corner, I say, Peter, keep a high Remy Boyansky style guard, protect that eye, go after Alistair's body and his legs with leg kicks, circle, take it into the later rounds.
Okay, folks, it is coming up shortly, the K1 World Grand Prix final, Peter Oates versus Alistair Overeem. If Oates was to do it, Mike, as I said, if he was to accomplish a miracle, it would arguably be the most epic K1 final victory of all time.
It will be the most epic combat sports victory of all time. It'll be a comeback from such behind that such behind does not exist. It would just be unbelievable. It really would be.
Mo, can you believe this? Your first time at a K1 Grand Prix, and you were seeing arguably the hottest fighter on the planet, Alistair Overeem, taking on the biggest legend in K1 history.
Yeah, man, this is amazing. I'm speechless, really, but it's gonna be bad. I think it's gonna be bad in the finals, to be honest with you.
Peter Oates can never be ruled out, folks. He does accomplish the unthinkable. Nobody thought that he'd be able to stop Semi Schulten except for Mike Kogan. But you're right, Mike, and he did it in style too. I mean, that third round of Peter Oates, just when the round you thought he may have slowed down, the round you may have written him off on, he came out like a house on fire and just attacked the jaw of Semi without relent.
Well, that was all hard. I mean, the first two rounds, you know, he was doing what he needed to do. He just needed a little more momentum, a little more aggression, and I'm sure in the third round, Tom Hairmeister looked at him and said, if you want this fight, suck it up. Find it wherever it is. You go out there and you do it. And he did it. So, you know, if he can carry that momentum into this fight, I think it's still a tall order.
Mike, you've also got to put in perspective just how great it is for Peter to reach this stage, because earlier this year, he was getting knocked out by Kiyotaro.
Exactly. He was getting knocked out by Kiyotaro. He was coming into this fight. Most people had him beating Mighty Mo, and then going into the second fight with Sami Shields and just completely getting annihilated. Here he is in the finals. I guess anything is possible.
As I look up at the big screen here, they are showing backstage footage. Alistair Overeem looks ready and raring to go. And now they are cutting to some footage of Peter Oates, who is ready to make his entrance. His visor is covering his face. We can't get a good look at the cut under the right eye at the moment of Peter Oates. But both men are poised on the stage, about to enter the arena. And it looks like, Mike, we can see now they've really gone to town and done a good job on that cut under the eye of Peter Oates.
Coming into the fight, can that hold up? Like I said, keep a high guard, go after the body, go after the legs, tenderize Alistair, take him into the later rounds.
And you see the look on the face there of Alistair Overeem. He looks like he is ready to eat a whole stable of horses.
Oh, I mean, like I said earlier, you know, Alistair looked visibly concerned before the Spong fight. By the time he came out for the Saki fight, he was laughing. He was all over the place.
As we see some highlights of how both men reached the finals. Peter Oates knocking out Mighty Mo in their quarterfinal match. Alistair Overeem, who stepped up against a game Tyrone Spong, who really did serve it up to Overeem in the opening part of the fight. The ring took a while to come out of the starting gate, King Mo, but once he got started, he turned it on, especially in the final round.
Yeah, You know what? First round, he was pretty tentative. Tyrone had his timing down, had the reins down. Second round, he put the pressure on, and I think Tyrone started to fade. And then from there, it just went downhill for Tyrone.
And the most amazing performance of the night so far. Peter Aerts defeating Simi Schulte with a fantastic third round. It was dead even after 2. But Peter Aerts, that crazy old bastard, turned it up in the third, King Mo, and he wrote his name yet again into the history books.
Man, that dude is a tough old man. He will not, it was like a Rocky story pretty much, and he was Rocky.
Gokhan Saki proved to be easy pickings. He was banged up already from the match against Daniel Geeta earlier in the night. The Rangers hunted him down. Saki was brave, but he couldn't throw off his right side of the body. His elbow broken, his hand broken, and the Reem quite easily just moving through to the final match. Folks, strap yourselves in. Here we go. The final of the K1 World Grand Prix.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our tournament final, and it is being brought to you by FEG. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Ariake Coliseum here in Tokyo, Japan, this is our Fields K1 World Grand Prix Final 2010 main event of the evening. Let's welcome to the ring first, coming to us from the Blue Gate, Alistair "The Reem" Overeem.
What a moment here for the Reem Alistair Overeem. His first ever appearance in a K1 Grand Prix final. And he goes up against the man who's been in 17 tournaments. Overeem will come in as the favourite. Unscathed from 2 fights so far. Taking on a battle-scarred Aerts. As the Reem stands next to our commentary position, he gets that crazy look in his eyes, King Mo.
You know what? I'd hate to fight him right now.
Through the ropes goes the Reem. And we await the entrance of Mr. K1.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Let's welcome to the ring, coming to us from the red gate, Peter, the Dutch Lumberjack Arms.
Massive ovation! The Dutch Lumberjack, Mr. K1, the man who defies all the odds, is back in the final again! Mike, what can you say about Peter Roach that hasn't been said before?
Absolutely nothing. I mean, like I said, the transformation Peter Arts takes from this loving, hugging, smiling guy to just a complete animal and a warrior when it comes to getting in the ring. He's just phenomenal. I mean, just look at his eyes. He's intense. He is focused. He is ready to go. He is the oldest competitor in this tournament. He is in the finals of the K1 World Grand Prix in 2010. Nobody gave him a chance, and here he is entering the ring.
Ernst goes over the top rope. Could he possibly pull off a miracle? He stops the Schilt. Can he stop the ring?
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you first, to my right, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He stands 195 centimeters tall and weighed in at 119 kilograms. Coming to us from Poland, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alistair "The Ream" Overeem. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight in this tournament final in the red corner. He stands 192 centimeters tall and weighed in at 107 kilograms. Here is the 3-time K1 World Grand Prix champion from Holland, Peter, the Dutch Lumberjack Arms.
No denying who the crowd is behind here. A fantastic ovation for Peter Ernst. Look at the right eye here of Ernst. Tom Herring there by his side, as he was when Ernst won in 94 and 95. Core Hemmers by the side of Alistair Overeem. Third man in the ring, the legendary Nobuaki Kakura. A rematch last time. It was Overeem who won after breaking Ernst's ribcage in the first, though Ernst grinded it out to a decision. We now have Alistair Overeem minus 645, Ernst a plus 445. Michael Chiavello, Mike Kogan, Timo Lawal, the final of the K1 World Grand Prix. Ernst goes headhunting early, as we thought he would. Alistair tries to force him against the ropes. Alistair starts aggressively. Big right hand from the ring. That's the most aggressive start we've seen from Alistair so far.
Yeah, Alistair's not letting this fight. He's going to try to not get this fight out of the first round. He feels that Peter Arts is probably banged up, and this is really his time to capitalize on it.
Overhand right from the ring. Outside flying kick from Ernst. And the ring trying to break those ribs again. A monstrous Overeem. Ernst has got to get out of the corner here. Overeem unloading on him. Ernst is rocked. Ernst is rocked. Ernst is rocked. Overeem in the corner on the apron. Now ready to celebrate. Can Ernst make it up? Overeem thinks he's got to run.
Peter's not getting out of this one, and he really shouldn't.
It's good night, Irene! Alistair Overeem is the K1 Grand Prix champion!
Unbelievable. Hey, listen, you gotta give this guy props. This time last year, he said, I'm gonna take K1 seriously, and I'm gonna go to the top. And here is Alistair Overeem, an MMA fighter, has become a K1 World Grand Prix champion. I mean, what more can you say?
He's the top combat athlete, hands down, this year. Hands down.
Unbelievable.
You cannot deny the awesomeness of Alistair Overeem. He has proven himself yet again. He has now won the most coveted striking title in the world of martial arts.
Unbelievable. The dedication, training all year long, taking it as seriously as he can take. You can go to www.reem.com and see the documentary in his progress to get here. This man has really done it. He set his goal. Unbelievable. Hats off. We're not wearing any, but if we were, hats off to Alistair.
And for Alistair Overeem, to the victor go the spoils. But for Peter Aerts, the sentimental favourite is still the people's champion of K1. Because tonight, King Mo, he pulled off a victory that will be talked about for a long time to come, becoming the first man ever in history to eliminate Semi Schultz from a tournament.
You know, this whole tournament, man, you know, has me speechless. You know, you have the guy that's an underdog, you have the guy that's the super, and you know how it goes down, man. He just came out on top.
Alistair Overeem on top of the world. Mixed martial arts world heavyweight champion, and now the K1 world champion. And the sportsmanship here in centre ring. Alistair just hoisted Peter Aerts over his head. What a show of sportsmanship from the Reem. He is a gentleman, Mike.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, as the saying goes, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not really good with sayings, but I saw further by standing on the shoulders of the giants. And Peter Aerts, he's a giant of K1. You know, he is at the end of his career. He has proved everything there is to prove. He has shown everything there is to show. And yet here, at age, whatever, what is he, 39, almost 40 years old, Peter Aerts is still setting records.
I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope you love the fight. I gave 100%, and I love you Japanese fans. Domo arigato, gozaimasu. And in English, I would like to dedicate today's tournament, my wins, to close friend of Golden Glory, Andy Yeagle. He died tragically a short time ago. It was a tragic event. So I'd like to dedicate this tournament to Andy Yeagle. Thank you very much.
Alistair Overeem making history here tonight. The first time ever any fighter has held a mixed martial arts world title as well as the K1 Grand Prix title. Folks, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more from the Ariake Coliseum. Welcome back to the Ariake Coliseum in Tokyo, where Alistair Overeem has been crowned the 18th World Grand Prix champion, the 8th man to ever win the title. And more than that, Mike, history in the making here tonight. As I said earlier, the first man ever to hold MMA world title and K1 World Grand Prix championship.
I mean, what a night. The night of upsets, the night of emotional fights, the night of surprises, the night of records being broken, history being made, all together happens. Every World GP brings something new to the history of combat sports, and this one was no different. Semi Schultz, first time in his career ever being upset out of a tournament. Peter Aerts with an emotional win coming here into the finals, and of course Alistair Overeem, the current Strikeforce heavyweight champion, now becoming the K1 World Grand Prix champion.
And King Mo Lawal, as you said, Alistair Overeem is the fighter on the planet right now.
Yeah, hands down the fighter on the planet. You know, he's beat, you know, he's the top 3, top 4 MMA, and then he's the top guy in kickboxing. It gets no better than that.
He is the master, indeed. Alistair Overeem, seemingly unstoppable. The Reem. Roberto Flamingo, Martin Dion, Bas Boone, and Peter Oates may not have won the title, but he won our hearts yet again. Tom Herring, Branko Sikatika there with Oates. He won over the audience here in the Ariake Coliseum. I'm sure wherever you're watching our broadcast around the world, Mr. K1 captured your imagination. He did what nobody else could do, Mike. Just like he did in Seoul 2 years ago in the final 16. He stopped Sammy Schultz.
Most definitely. And, you know, like I said, in Peter's time, his time has come. You know, he's dominated his time slot. Now he just takes it one battle at a time, and still, yet he's able to create new records, and that is, you know, upsetting Sammy Schultz, of course, and getting him out of this tournament, making it to the final. Hey, doing the best he can to put up a fight.
Sammy Schultz was a little exposed in the final 16 in Seoul by Hesty Churches. And again here tonight, Mike, did he show that he is on a downward slide now, no longer the unstoppable monster that he has been for the last 5 years?
Maybe not quite as dominant as he was, when he won his consecutive titles, but I wouldn't really say downslope. You know, every fighter has a formula to be beaten. Otherwise, they would just be unbeaten for the rest of their life. It's just a matter of implementing that.
Gokhan Saki there, a broken right elbow and a broken right hand. But King Mo Lawal, another fighter here tonight, Gokhan Saki, who captured our imaginations with that fantastic win over Daniel Guita.
Man, you know, he's one of the smallest guys here in the tournament, and he fought like a big man. He is the heart of a champ, and we'll see a lot of him in the future.
A massive ovation for 40-year-old Mr. K1, Peter Oates. Well deserved, thoroughly earned. Evident Teixeira in the background there was impressive against Zimmerman. Tyrone Spong, how about him, Mike? That first round, you thought he almost had the ring.
I mean, Tyrone Spong is probably, you know, in my book, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He just came up a little short. I think he's gotten heavier. He's got to get used to that weight. If he spends all of 2011 getting used to being heavier and getting back his groove, he'll be back stronger than ever. Every fighter here had a story. Gokhan Saki, phenomenal display of not only technique and speed, but also his undeniable heart. It's just, like I said, every fighter here has a story.
We cannot deny Daniel Guita as well. What a moment for him, making history, the first ever Romanian to qualify for the K1 World Grand Prix. And Mike, you wonder what may have been had he not been injured or carrying a sickness.
Yeah, and that's the thing, what may have been. I'm more interested in what may have been if Gokhan Saki's arm wasn't broken, because even with just one arm and a total injury, I think he was still taking it to Alistair. So there's many what-if scenarios. What if Tyrone Spong was better used, equipped to his weight, and was a little quicker on his feet? What if Peter would have done something phenomenal? And that's why year after year after year, we tune into the World Grand Prix final, and no matter who's fighting there, we'll always have the what-if that excites us into watching it.
So many storylines unfold, and it's why the K1 World Grand Prix is #1 for striking, #1 for drama, #1 for excitement. King Mo, once again, your first time here at the Grand Prix, and I bet you're going to come back again next year. We'd love to have you because you've had the time of your life.
I'll be here next year, and I'm looking forward to seeing Badr in the tournament too as well.
The moment belongs to Alistair Overeem. The question indeed is who can stop the Reem in K1 and in mixed martial arts. He is literally, Mike, the top dog.
And you know what? We would be stealing his moment if right now we decided to speculate on that. So let's just leave it at that. This man has set a goal at the beginning of this year. He said, I will concentrate on K1 and I will go to the top. He's done it. Any man that sets a goal and is able to execute it through sweat, blood, and hard training deserves our standing ovation. And Alistair Overeem is no less than a champion, a deserving champion. That's his night.
Yep. I had the pleasure to sit down with Alistair in Seoul to conduct The Voice versus Alistair Overeem for HDNet. And what a gentleman he was. Very eloquent, very intelligent, gave a lot of thought to the interview procedure, and it came out with great television. I'm so thrilled for him here tonight. I'm so thrilled for Peter Oates to have made it to the final and to have taken Sammy Schultz out in the semi-final round. But what a moment here for Alistair. His daughter Storm There's no doubt watching back in Holland, and he is elated. It will be written about, it will be talked about for a long time to come, and we'll be able to say that we were there ringside, and you at home were watching live when you saw Alistair Overeem become the first man in history to win the K1 Grand Prix title while also holding the world's MMA heavyweight strap. There is nowhere else I'd rather be than at the K1 World Grand Prix this time every year. King Mo Lawal, it's been an honor and a pleasure having you here ringside with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Mike, once again, brother, as always, an absolute pleasure. We have had a fun time, folks, calling all the action for you. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for following all the K1 action in 2010. Wish you and your families a very safe and a Merry Christmas. A Happy New Year coming. Join us at Dynamite, the Saitama Super Arena, New Year's Eve. We'll probably see the ring there. Word is, he may fight for the Dream Heavyweight title. From myself, the voice, Michael Chiavello, on behalf of the K1 World Grand Prix, we will be back for 2011 and more action. Until then, Merry Christmas, stay safe, and congratulations to the Ream.